My name is Heather Coco Senza Coco Chanel YSL Mrs. Smith. Where is Dylan? Inmate Y12173. Putting on makeup, ticket stack. Says she's working, never that. Working is just not my jam. Rainbow mom with a master plan. Cadillac CTS, she blew up. Says it's stolen, sold for bucks. Team had to go crazy in her eyes. Calls a gang stalking nationwide. Tesla glare, headlights blink. Come in me, plate stalking is what she thinks. United States of Illinois. Crazy making curated lies. Stealing all of my stuff, spies. Fake eviction notice, surprise. United States of Illinois. Remo mom, cyborg mind, nefarious. The voice is amplified.
Shout out to Alyssa and her mom.
Twins gone fast, text the boss. Sent the pic, that job was lost. Pregnant again in Chicago snow. Tinted Belmont toilet, no. I'm being tech box, can't you see? Held in a tent, conspiracy. Yacht club power extension cord. Hair dryer heat, fuck the law. They stole my kid. She screams online. A newborn in a tent. She's out of her mind. United States of Illinois. Healthcare expert beyond compare. Turkey mini loaf aroma in the air. They won't let me talk to my kids, unfair. United States of Illinois. Butter filters and ear tube mic noise. Look alive, investors hear my voice. Make it make sense, paranoid. Savior making faces at the cam. Gold pumps on, thinks he's glam. Eyebrows gone, that smile's a shame. Tight pants cutting off blood to the brain. Dresses like a lady, struts real proud. Thinks it's sweet made weed legal, what a clown. Doppelganger X, which one's real? Xavier's got a button, what's the deal? What is going on in his head? Shout out to Dolly Parton. ¿Cómo es en este pinche mundo? Que una mujer está llorando, gritando, llamando a la pinche policía y nunca vienen. Pero cuando está raining outside, tengo mucho frío, no tengo fucking socks. They stole all my fucking socks. They stole all my fucking socks. Arrested, screaming, losing her shit. Don't take my mom bracelets, legit. Botox attack, half her face. They broke in and injected meat case. Pooping in her toilet again. Files police reports to the end. Feed all the kids named scrambled tight. None of them is shit, she's not too bright. Says they remotely make her piss in her car. Excuse me, miss. United States of Illinois. I wanna file charges on everybody. Where are my sponsors? Somebody. United States of Illinois. Pancakes and duster. It's a turn up.
Welcome to the stream. Let me close this and turn this on. Love you guys. Welcome to another Feral Friday. Heather gave us a little bit more than I thought she did this week when I was getting things together. She gave us like 25 minutes of content, which is more than I thought. That's more than I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it was like way less. So this is like 21 minutes. This is her crazy. Her and Xavier did a whole thing about, I don't even know what to call this. Healthcare? It was healthcare, I think. And then she did like some stories. And then that's it. And then I have some stuff from the past that we can watch, and that's the plan for today, you guys. Are you excited? Excited for the Feral Friday? I can't remember too much of this. I think it's all nonsense, but let's find out. Most of this was Alvin and the Chipmunk sounding too. I'm gonna slow it down.
Do you consider yourself, though, an expert in healthcare administration.
Good old Xavier. That's an interviewing voice.
Well, my background formally is in healthcare administration with a focus on medical law and ethics. And I've taken numerous certification courses as well as many courses for the bachelor's degree in medical office administration with a focus on medical law and ethics. With that being said, I have been out of the healthcare game for about 5 to 7 years. I've been a patient at a doctor's office. I have,
Yeah, I think we all have at one point.
I know historically from the
Maybe not if you're Amish.
period of
Do the Amish people have doctors?
time when I was working in the field. And I would say that there are several topics within that field that I would consider myself an expert on. To say just
Okay. The Amish do have doctors and utilize hospitals and specialists. That doesn't seem very Amish.
in general, am I an expert in healthcare? I would say I don't think anyone is. In 2026, unless you are
I like her the poster board with Marilyn Monroe and the flowers that clearly aren't there regularly because they keep like shaking and getting in her hair and stuff. This is all just set up for the shot, I think.
actively in school practicing medicine and being a patient, you are not an expert. Having a 360-degree angle is absolutely one of the most important factors.
Is that what that is? That's a framed Sephora bag? No.
I would say in
It is.
Presumably so.
I don't think it's possible to speak from a one-sided perspective and be considered an expert. With regards to healthcare as it transitions from what
I'm just noticing that this is also on the radiator? That's a fire hazard.
used to be prior to, I would say, 2008, 2010 period to what it is now today, I definitely know a lot. Implementation of electronic medical records, specific specialties, numerous factors that take into consideration healthcare technology, technological advancement, AI, robotic function. And I've developed a special interest in AI and robotic function from a non-healthcare perspective as well, which kind of puts it all together.
I swear she just wanted Xavier to do something so he wasn't like running around in the background, because a tripod would be way better for this. She doesn't need Xavier to be holding this cameraman.
But there are definite,
You're right.
subjects that I would say I have expert level of understanding. I would just say that there are many subjects within the healthcare sector that I'm still completely, ignorant to. So is anyone truly a specialist in such a huge field, healthcare? I don't even think there's a doctor that could be considered a specialist in the generalized healthcare field. Are there bits and pieces of healthcare that I definitely have great insight towards and expert experience in handling? Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I didn't hear that perfect part. Thank you for your time. Xavier's really pretending like this is a real thing here.
If you could restructure healthcare, what changes would you sort of implement?
Yeah, absolutely. I love this question. So I'd like to answer the question from the perspective of we are not discussing major long-term changes, but what can we do immediately in the short term to affect the healthcare system in an overall positive way? And I think the easiest thing would be to begin incorporating things like massage, things like touch therapy, things like manicures, pedicures.
It is like the Blair Witch interview.
These are interventions that are so
I gotta figure out how to get rid of this bar at the top. This is a new thing that just came around for some reason. I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you, I don't like it.
easy, affordable, but have such a tremendous impact on a person overall. We know.
Is that why she raised the pitch of the voices? She couldn't ask AI, hey, how can I make Xavier sound like someone else, like with a voice changer, not just by making you guys sound like chipmunks?
That, and I have a little experience working in cardiology. I had about a year that I spent with Parag Doshi at the Cardiovascular Institute.
What the fuck Parag Doshi is? This is what, here, I'll show you guys what I mean, though, in case you didn't see it on her channel. The very first one, I think, is like that. This is what it sounds like.
Parag Doshi, for anyone who doesn't know, is an interventional cardiologist. And I worked with him. He actually taught me how to scrub into sterile procedures.
Stop. Why did it do that? Fucking thing. This was muted for some reason.
My background formally is in healthcare administration with a focus on medical law and ethics, and I've taken numerous certification courses
So,
as well. Do you consider yourself, though, an expert in healthcare administration?
that doesn't sound like Xavier, right? But this also doesn't sound like Heather. Maybe if they cut it so it changed back to her normal voice. I don't know. I think it's just sloppy execution. If that's what she's trying to make it look like someone wants to interview her. It's Xavier.
In my time at that space, I learned the importance of reducing stress to eliminate, prevent, or treat.
You did it. More people will watch this. This is what the algorithm likes. And Heather's like, no one fucking will understand Xavier. This doesn't make sense. It's like Elvin and the Chipmunks.
In the treatment of cardiovascular disease. Stress is ranked very high in reasons for people dying. I mean, people have literally just keeled over from a heart attack who were otherwise very healthy individuals, people with exercise regimens, people who lived relatively normal, healthy lifestyles, have been severely impacted by excessive amounts of stress. We know that stress leads to an overproduction of cortisol, which leads to an excess of abdominal fat. So there's just physical manifestations in the body that are caused by stress that I know from personal experience can be reduced.
Stress makes you fat. That's what she's saying.
If not all the way eliminated, even if just for a short time or temporarily, by physical touch. I also know that there's a huge demographic of people who are uncomfortable with physical touch. Having insurances cover things like pedicures and massages, it would just eliminate such a significant portion of stress, as I said, even if only temporarily. And I do believe that from what I know and from what I've experienced, most stress is environmentally caused and does not have a quick fix. So finding a way to sort of break the cycle of stress, to sort of interrupt the pattern of becoming overly stressed out and having like a total crash out would definitely have
Heather has a lot of those fucking total crash outs.
long-term impact.
If Heather had a video game, that's what it would be called. Total Crash Out, Heather Gillespie edition.
That's incredibly positive.
Absolutely. Thank you. What
Thank
are you
again.
most...
And it, like, she's every time it starts, she makes it look like she's just sitting here doing nothing. Like, I'm just going about my day. Oh, man coming into my house. Yes. What would you like to ask me?
excited about for the future?
On my weird fucking couch that, like, look, it's all fucking. What is this? Is the one that she got like fluffed out of the bag. That pillow's missing. I guess this is the other half over here. This part.
Healthcare.
Weird.
For the future of healthcare, I would say it's got to be AI and robotics incorporation into regular standard healthcare regimens. And then I would say apart from that, and I can elaborate, but apart from that, I would also say the Mark Zuckerberg initiative. Mark Zuckerberg and his wife.
It's like the Zuckerberg, it's something Zuckerberg, it's not the Martner. Hold on. Let's see what it is. Whoops. I spelled initiation. It's the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. I don't know who Chan is, but it's wrong what she's saying.
Created a foundation that is investing a lot of money and research into
They got a candle on there too?
prevention and curing and treating any and all diseases with the very ambitious goal of completely
Chan is his wife? Oh.
creating preventative either
I don't keep up with the Zucks.
treatments, cures, or interventions so that disease nearly doesn't exist in any capacity by the end of the century. That to me is incredibly exciting. The way they're going about it is by monitoring cells from their earliest stages of development and growth, constantly checking them for any sort of metastasizing or abnormal changes. And
I don't even know what that word means. Metastasizing? What's that?
and removing the cells that are affected so that the rest of the cells can continue to function normally. And I think it's just such a basic but intelligent idea. In addition to that, I would say AI overall and robotics is absolutely very exciting. I use the example of chest x-rays all the time, and I use this example because for someone who is not proficient in medical jargon, it's very simple to understand. When we implemented electronic medical records in the medical field in 2008, I believe. I believe 2008 was the last, and don't quote me on that, but I believe 2008 was the last year in Illinois,
She's from Chicago.
anyways, that medical records could be paper charts. They needed to
I think this is the word that she was saying. Look at that graph. You just go on with the trends. Say words. I don't know what the fuck it means. Some medicine.
shift to electronic medical record in 2008, or the doctors would begin incurring large fees and fines, and they would not receive reimbursement from state plans like Medicare and Medicaid. When we did that switch over to EMR, we also uploaded a tremendous amount of data to the cloud. All of this data became intelligence to use and train
It's not a real cloud. Digital. In case you thought it was a real cloud.
robotics and AI
At their jobs.
for detection of various diseases and illnesses. Specifically, we can discuss the example of a chest x-ray. If you upload
Staircase.
100,000 images of a chest x-ray that shows pneumonia, for instance, versus lung cancer, it's only a matter of time before the technology is so smart that it is diagnosing so quickly. It doesn't have a naked eye that a human has. It can pixelate images. It can zoom into images.
Would you ever
Xavier, cut it. These eyes gets too long. I'm breathing heavy. Time to cut it.
participate in reality television again? Why and why not?
She's looking around like she wasn't expecting what the question was going to be. She scripted this. Funny, Heather.
There are parts of filming a reality television series that are very exciting and fun, I would even say. The production crew, you know, the co-stars or other people who are participating in the show.
I've only heard her talk to John, that crazy John guy. No one else from the show ever.
Just the relationship building.
I think even the people from the show know she's crazy. They're just like, I want to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
And experience are all fantastic. What went on apart from that, I would not wish on my worst enemy. I was physically manipulated to look a certain way. I was financially, mentally, and
She bleached her. Heather Gillespie, bleached her hair all fucked up and it fell off. Like the ends broke or whatever. So she had that cyberpunk looking haircut. That wasn't the show. The show didn't make her look like that. It wasn't like the show was like, you have to look like the chick on the cover of Cyberpunk, game that doesn't exist yet, to be on this show.
And verbally manipulated
I know what you meant, Lois.
into behaving in certain ways that supported a script that I was not in alignment with.
I think maybe as well, this camera angle from really far away is like her hairline has gotten a little further back, like overnight. Or maybe I just never noticed it before. Maybe that's why she was wearing the hat for so long. But maybe that might be part of it too. It's just weird, this whole setup. And she hasn't done a live stream from the car all week. No live stream from the car.
My participation in the show was under the understanding that there would be a social justice piece and a mental health awareness and advocacy piece.
Did an older guy used to drive her around in a car and kind of stalk her kid that was taken from her? What? No. That's something she would say. But no.
None of that
not
was
like that's not non-fictional. That's not no, that didn't happen.
I was participating in the show for the purpose of trying to make a difference in my community, amongst my peers, trying
No, you weren't. What the hell is that?
to give hope, trying to show that you could be a normal functioning member of society who has been diagnosed with PTSD and ADHD, which I was diagnosed.
She's not a good example of that. If anything, I would think that people like Heather cannot function in society. Clearly not. She keeps getting all these second chances. She keeps getting a whole bunch of tickets. She keeps running red lights and crashing her car and parking in places she's not supposed to. She somehow got an apartment. Now she's getting evicted for being a maniac. And you got her neighbors recording her crazy antics and stuff. It's a mess. Heather is a mess. She needs to be in like mental hospital or something, or at least have a partner that's more, I don't know, supportive than Xavier. Xavier's useless, bro. Fucking useless. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's dragging you down. You think Heather would be the one dragging anybody else down, but Xavier's dragging Heather down.
With those things at 17 years old.
He can't even fucking hold a camera right.
A doctor of over 13 years has taken to the stand in court and testified that neither of those diagnoses disqualify me from any normal functioning in life or from being a fantastic mother to my children, and that if the true concern is for the overall mental health of myself, that being with my children and family would be much better. But the repercussions from what was produced from the reality show and what was without my agreement, understanding, awareness, or consent circulated to the general public from that reality show, I have tremendous regrets. My feelings were, pardon me, my feelings
Is nothing worse than like what you put on Instagram and YouTube on a daily basis.
were very hurt. And
If anything, the reality show was tame compared to Heather's normal life.
I lost a lot of trust for a lot of people who I respected and looked up to. My eyes were opened to a lot of really
What the fuck did she look up to in the reality TV show? Like the producers?
corrupt behaviors, and to the extent of, you know, how far people will go to protect the likeness of others based on what they can pay. It's really disgusting, which will lead me to my next question and sharing thoughts on bullying.
I'm pretty sure she said something. I don't even know. I think people know that Heather's full of shit. I wonder if she did violate the NDA. Like, what would they really do? She doesn't have any money to sue. Like, if they sued her, they wouldn't get any money from it.
Okay. Why do you think there has been no justice with respects the physical attacks that you've endured since filming this show?
First of all, you realize that when you're rocking back and forth, so is the camera, right? $15,000.
Just kept that in.
I don't think there's been any justice with regards to the physical attacks that I've endured since filming the reality show, because I believe that they were intentional. I believe that they were all part of a collusion in an effort to use me for other things. I believe that there's a lot of liability that no one wants to take on. And I believe that they're just not prepared to spend the money that they need to spend to clean up the situation that they caused.
She didn't cause anything. She was only on for like 2 episodes. She didn't even make it a day. What were they out for? 2 days, maybe. 2 days. They slept together one night and then they broke up. And then the show was over for her. They did a follow-up where she has Mrs. Inmate Y12173 or whatever. I don't even know how to describe this photo projected onto her while she's doing like a little posing thing. And they're like, Heather, what are you doing now? She's like, I'm a super fancy model and I don't think about Dylan ever in my life. With all these Dylan tattoos all over her.
I want to be very clear when I say that prior to filming the show, prior to agreeing to participate in the show, I have never been victimized violently or otherwise in my life. I've never been subjected to being harmed by total strangers, stalked, followed to my place of work, rendered incapable of caring for myself.
What about his heavy breathing? It's like he can't stay. He's like, is he about to pass out? Like, he's having trouble staying awake and fucking focused for, these are shorts. These are under YouTube shorts. They're under 3 minutes. He can't stand still for 3 minutes. It's crazy.
Intentionally made.
It is doing the do. Doing the do. I only have 3 cases left. I think less than 3. Close to 2 cases left. I think there's like 3 cans in the 3rd case.
To go crazy. I've never experienced anything like that in my entire life. And there will always be a huge question in my heart and soul about why any of that was permitted to go on. I mean, it hasn't been that long since the last attack. And I'm still in a
Why is he breathing so heavy, bro?
space where I feel very vulnerable and sometimes, fearful. Everything about the situation is just completely corrupted. And that's what led me to want to begin the campaigning and the initiatives specific to AI implementation for corruption. If I say you're corrupt, I become the target. If AI labels
I'm streaming guys counts. I look up. He's on the ground. He's falling asleep. Yeah, like he's okay. Hold on. I just gotta sit down. We're gonna fucking film from up here. Are you kidding me? The fuck, Xavier? What's happening with you?
is corrupt, what are you gonna do? Punch your computer in the face?
Zoom. If I zoom in and focus, like it'll keep me awake.
So, my interest in AI overall came from a space.
Imagine he's ODing, dude. Imagine like this is Xavier's last moments on Earth, and she had him film this stupid fucking video. We find out next week he's been in the apartment dead for weeks.
Being scapegoated so many times, being destroyed, being broken down in front of my children, in front of America, online and in person. And I had to think, how can this stop? How can this be controlled? And there's only one plausible answer. You don't replace my suffering with another human and let them endure it. But AI doesn't have a physical body for you to stab. AI doesn't.
Your greatest fear.
What is my greatest fear?
No, your greatest, just that's it. That's what I'm queuing you up with. Your greatest fear, go.
My greatest fear, and I've explained this before, is for my children and your children, for all of the children of
Our children. We have some children together. We have one child together.
our country, our world. I have extreme fears literally, I have been
She still has the Botox face going on. Her little. I can't do it very good. I can't raise one of my eyebrows real well.
kept up at night by these fears. I personally have been affected by influence, by negative
Sound like Garfield? Maybe a little bit.
influence, by romantic influence, and by promises of a better life. I think as an American, as an immigrant to America, or as a natural born citizen, everyone wants the same thing, the American dream, right? You want to win at life. You want to make the money, drive the car,
Yeah, one in life. That's good. That's a good goal.
live in the house. But overall, all of those status symbols mean something much bigger. They mean that you have stability, that you have safety, and that you have success. And when you have those things,
It would be crazy. With like Carter from the Skids Row.
you are able to provide
They just all live on Skids Row together.
them to your loved ones, specifically your children. I myself have 4 children, and they range in age from 2 to 19. OnlyFans as a culture,
OnlyFans.
fraud as an income, this shit is real. Like, this is going on in the majority, not the minority. I think that social circles for our youth today
What are we gonna do?
are 9 out of 10 times including 1 or 2 people out of 10 who are doing OnlyFans and 1 or 2 people out of 10 who are doing fraud. If 40% of our youth,
Doing fraud?
and this is just a guess based on what I've read and researched, but I've done a lot of work for fraud mitigation, anti-fraud mitigation.
No, she hasn't. What? That's a great shot. When the fuck has she done anti-fraud work? What is she talking about right now? It's not a thing. That's ever been a thing in the Heather Gillespie lore of life in general.
Everything around fraud. And I know for fact that all of these platforms are being used for exploitation of our youth and survival.
She's gonna put that on the resume on her LinkedIn. Worked in fraud. In my mind.
Of our youth that previous generations and cultures have seemingly forgotten to incorporate in the plan for success. When these children's parents were mass incarcerated or with
You know what she's probably talking about? She's probably just talking about snitching. Snitching on people. She was doing fraud. She got caught. She snitched on other people doing fraud. That's anti-fraud measures. I bet you that's what it is.
held opportunity or whatever your reasoning is to explain this deficit.
Yeah, see? Vegas, me and you are on the same page. Being a rat. Fighting fraud, yo.
We have in social class or whatever you'd like to label it as, when these problems come to light, the answer is not to throw these children in front of a camera with their pants off. We
Oh, yeah, okay.
have very large issues that go back very deep for generations and generations.
I actually like that. I like that analogy. When things are going hard, you can just jump in front of a camera with your pants off. It's not a solution. It is, but is it the solution? Is it the right solution?
And we continue to cover them up and then exploit them. And my biggest fear is that my children and your children will be impacted in a very negative and severe way by the blatant, at this point, ignorance of our generations and the generations before us.
Extremely blatant.
That's right, Xavier. Extremely blatant.
So everybody saw your information on bullying, the impact campaign.
No, they didn't. Let me see the views he got. Everybody saw the information on the bullying campaign. I think they got a couple thousand views, but I mean, it's Heather Gillespie. Should be getting bullying part 1, 1.3K.
What are your personal thoughts or experiences with bullying?
So, growing
Actually, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They didn't do another bullying video before this.
up, I kind of got along with everyone. I had a couple of close friends, but more so I got along with everyone and didn't have any animosity with anyone. But as an adult, I have been bullied ridiculously for any and everything. And I have been literally taken to a space where I had to sit down and really have a good conversation with myself about whether I and the people around me would be better off if I stayed alive or if I was.
Yeah, should we listen to the recordings just for fun? Just to see her bullying Xavier and the secret recordings?
Not alive. And those thoughts and conversations came directly from just the most amount of bullying that you could ever imagine. I went from receiving, as a public figure with about 67,000 followers on one platform, I went from receiving hundreds of comments about how beautiful and amazing and intelligent I was to overnight that account being taken and my new account receiving thousands, including here on YouTube, thousands of hateful comments telling me I deserve to be a homeless hobo, I should kill myself, I have ugly teeth.
Ugly teeth is right. I mean, I could see people saying you deserve to be a homeless hobo. It's just the stupid shit you do and say, and that's the internet. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know.
A poor peasant, I'm a crackhead, a bitch, I should die, my children should have never been born.
I don't know about die. I don't think anyone should. I don't think Heather realized we should die.
The things that they've said to me have been in abundance and very, very mean. Like, they're things that I would never even consider saying out loud to a person, and they have been thrown onto me for 6 years and counting for absolutely no reason. I've never done anything to anyone to deserve them.
Never done anything to anyone? Sure about that? Let's see. Let's listen. Listen to the
Charges. You need to get your things. You need to go downstairs. That needs to happen now. Immediately. You need to not say another word. You need to not do what you're doing. You need to grab your bags and move to downstairs. If there is someone else who can help you through your mental health struggle, you are more than welcome to go with them. No problem. But from what it looks like, you don't have any support other than me. Go. You need to go downstairs now.
You know why I have a mental health struggle.
Go downstairs now. Your brother's the DA. You met me and told me that you were there to protect
your brother's the DA. Now get the fuck out of here.
me from being raped anymore.
People why I have a mental health struggle.
Get your things and go. Wesley's the only one that you're hurting when you treat me that way.
You.
No, thank you, Xavier.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Today, you're not coming back.
Let me get myself then so I can just go.
I have a visit.
I'll
with
just
my
go.
son.
I'll just go
I've
now.
missed my last 2 visits.
I'll just
because
go now.
I'm already doxed, Keith. So. Yeah.
Canceled due to inclement
No,
weather.
I'll wait here. I'll wait here.
You need to get out of my hallway now.
Let me just get myself and
Now! You just physically assaulted me in our home. Our child is at the DCFS office waiting.
This is when Xavier is just, in my mind, sitting in the dark, playing his piano like this. In like a robe or something.
And you're here doing this. I pay rent. I'm the only one who pays rent. I'm not missing a visit with my son.
Alright. Sorry about your ears, you guys. Let me fix that.
Let's go!
I want to come back.
spooky, you guys. This is her song. She wrote the song. And this is where, I don't know, maybe she took Xavier's piano and started smashing him with it. That'd be pretty crazy.
Someone help me! Please let me get to myself and I'll never leave. I'll never...
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss it again today. Please get your things. Then I'll take you somewhere else. I have to go now. 900? No.
You know what?
Xavier.
I don't think Heather watches, but in case Heather watches, I don't want her knowing where that person's thing is.
Beaten, abused, left outside for 4 years. You spent 1 year without housing, and it was with me, so you were never alone.
She's like the fucking victim Olympics. So Xavier, you can go be homeless for like 3 years and then come back, and then you can have a say in this house. Then you can have more than just a garbage bag of stuff here. All right, and you can come and poop whenever you please.
I've been through more than you've been through, and I don't treat you the way that you treat me.
I don't care.
Okay, then you have got, I need you to go outside right now, or to the library, or to the store, or to McDonald's, or to anywhere else, because I offered to bring you home and you started acting very, very weird, almost violent. The way you're speaking to me is unacceptable, and I don't feel safe having you in my house alone.
You're a liar. I'm going. I'm going to the library.
I'm not a liar. I'm telling the truth. I don't feel safe having you in my home.
No, I'm going to the library.
Let's go.
No, I need to. Can you put this in there?
No, I cannot.
Please, so I'm not walking around with it?
No, I cannot. Let's go.
No, I have to put this in there.
You cannot. You are not permitted access to my home right now.
Can you put it in there?
Okay. I'm not.
From the moment I open my eyes until the moment I go to sleep, or what are you looking for from me? This is ridiculous.
I don't know what's happening here.
Let's go, Xavier. Now.
It's definitely not an act for social media.
Allowing you into my unit right now the way that you're acting. It can stay in the trunk of the car while I work. I have to go. My shift started an hour ago. I am exhausted of negotiating with you. Please get your belongings and proceed to the car. No one is going to steal it.
She's a fucking flight attendant. Please gather your belongings and proceed to the car, okay?
No one wants your speaker. No one. Nobody wants it. Let's go.
I want it. I want Xavier's speaker. An undercover penguin is recording this.
I need you to come on now. No one cares about your Bluetooth speaker. Let's go. Xavier, I still have to get a car wash again because the backseat is trashed. Get your things and let's go, please. Now. No, I cannot. It can stay in the trunk. I don't care what you want. I have to go to work. Do you care about seeing your son? Do you care
Xavier! When is someone gonna come in and bludgeon him the way he deserves? Because you keep on bludgeoning me and I don't do shit like this. Ever. Never, not once. We have to go. Am I leaving you or should I leave?
You just fucking threatened me. Fuck you. Forever.
Okay, let's go.
Fuck you, bitch.
You're in my house.
Fuck you, bitch.
You just threatened me.
The real Xavier doesn't speak to me like this, and we have a year of audio to prove it.
The real Xavier's a little bitch and does whatever the fuck I say whenever the hell I say it.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what's going on with you, but it's not welcome in my home. And again, I'm recording. My visit is in 1 hour in Hillside, Illinois with my 2-year-old in.
What? She always does that? Like, it's her visit, not their visit. Like, it's their kid. My visit is in this. Fucking leave Xavier then if he has nothing to do with it.
Son. They already canceled our Wednesday visit, so
Now it's our visit.
do you want to miss our visit today as well? Is that your goal?
My goal.
What's your goal here, Xavier? Hello?
Excuse me.
And a pic of her mail on Instagram.
What is wrong with you? 40-year-old man with a 2-year-old baby and a wife.
Save your breath.
And this is how you behave yourself? This is not acceptable. This is a 6 sorry sad repeat.
Hold on. So, pick up your mail. The manager's sick of your shit. This is all of Heather's mail? What is all this crap? Oh, like the Bibles and shit? People in the building have to rummage through all of her shit to get their packages, yet she won't remove any of it. What the fuck is that stuff? What is? I don't get it. Those don't look like Bibles. This is the HIV testing kits? Is she sure she didn't buy Bibles and HIV testing kits for like some MLM crap because she thought she was going to get rich quick and then she's blaming it on trolls?
You don't deserve me, and you most certainly don't deserve our son.
Fuck you.
No, thank you.
Fucking
Xavier doesn't
hillbilly.
speak to me that way. You will
Fucking
not be welcome
hillbilly.
back here.
I'm not going.
Let's
Bye.
go.
Bye. I'm not
Xavier, if you
He's not going.
make me miss this visit, I swear to God.
I'm not
Get
going.
in the elevator, you are going. Okay, then you're leaving my building. You are not allowed here, you're not on my lease, let's go.
Where's I need my stuff then?
You can get it after my visit, let's go.
The worst relationship of all time, man.
I have to get fucking gas. I don't have time for this. It's snowing outside and we're going to Hillside an hour and a half away. I hate you, dude, every fucking day. This shit is not funny.
This could be a country Christmas song.
Come on! Look!
That's pretty much it. So that's tell us how you've never been a Heather. Tell us how you've never been a bully, Heather.
I feel as though hurt people when I'm being bullied and, you know, my back is against the wall, especially for an extended amount of time, and my stamina is wearing down. I say mean shit. Like, it's not okay, but it's human. Am I in my natural energy a bully? Absolutely not. I don't think most people are. So I am affected by bullying. There are
You see if you filmed this after all that crazy shit happened, by the way. Like all those fights. Xavier still he filmed this after that.
million examples that I could describe.
Is that how it ends? That's how it ends, okay. Interesting. I love the open-ended crap. Then we got these are stories. This is only like 3 minutes. My eyeball's itchy. Oh no.
And basically, they're not the only one. So it's been reported by a number of different sources that Loyola, as well as Northwestern, have been participating in a lot of unethical, non-FDA approved.
This is pretty crazy, actually. So she thinks, I don't know, they're doing tests on her or some shit?
Testing and clinical case studies. I called them to get a comment from the dean or ask the dean who would be a better person to speak with regards to this subject. And I was basically just verbally abused by whomever answered the phone, the students. They didn't
want to connect your call about the unethical experiments they're doing on the public.
Not want to connect that call. So it's pretty much confirmed. Someone referred to the people that were being tested on as ferrets, and did admit that they were testing on animals as well. So that's really...
Or they're just testing on ferrets.
Scary. And this is all supposedly surrounding the field of AI and robotics. So also with regards to the alleged clinical testing that is not FDA approved, a lot of that hearsay or speculation.
Reporter Heather, yeah, Dean, I hear that you're doing a bunch of crazy stuff that doesn't make any sense at all. What's your comment? You want to comment on this, Mr. Dean? Your students won't let me talk to you.
Based on the university's inability or unwillingness to respond to these questions, combined with a large number of people complaining of the same symptoms that are basically, explained by this use of robotics, exploratory.
Back to the fucking remote urination, listening to her conversations because she has tubes in her ear shit.
Robotics. I've used the vernacular, the spider, before, which is, I don't know if it's like name brand jacuzzi hot tub or if it's just something a student calls it, but it's basically a very, very tiny robot whose purpose primarily is to enter the human body and explore cells in all of their stages of development. And
like the Magic School Bus.
And additionally, if you've been here for the last 6 years since Dylan and LAL, and I started getting stalked and abused, locked outside, my baby stolen, etc. and so forth, the parasites are back. So
this is a good one.
The same shit I've gone through for 6 years that I've called police no less than 100,000 times about, it's all happening again. The break-in in my apartment, someone cut my panties in half while I was wearing them. Just a bunch of stuff, the bludgeoning, like a bunch of stuff. It's all repeating. So I'm going to go in with some sunflower seeds because seeds are known to kill parasitic infections and parasites. So stalkers, you're on your way out.
Because of sunflower seeds. Like garlic with vampires, sunflower seeds are going to get rid of the stalkers. We gotta tell Brooke this. I bet she doesn't know. Yeah, her undies are getting cut in half. This is her. She's gonna show us how Instagram won't let her bully people, but will let people bully her when she's supposed to be visiting her fucking son, and Xavier's just playing the drums.
Okay, so you guys can see after all of the 6 years of abuse, the canceling me, the smear campaigns, now.
And this is her. She has two phones. She's recording with one of the phones in one of her hands, and then she's got this phone in her. So this, like, your kid is there. You don't get to see your kid ever. Fucking spend time with your kid. We don't give a fuck about this, Heather.
On this person's profile, mind you, I have 6 or 7 profiles where they allow me to be verbally abused to the point where they tell me to kill myself. Now you go to this person's profile and you type "you are gross" and post it. Okay, now it just let it post. But before that, stop, Weston, hold on.
Stop, Weston. I'm busy showing the world how they won't let me bully people, but people bully me every day. And that's not fair. They just let me bully, by the way.
Before that, a comment came up that said, consider editing your post, and it would not allow it to post. So we know that the technology exists to protect, but they're choosing who and when to protect the comments. Weston, please come.
So now our kid's just going to type gibberish on this post, too? Like, why? So many things, man. Whatever.
Letting go can actually be.
And then this is her last thing that she posted. This is how letting go is bad. Like, you shouldn't let go of things. You should just hold on to things forever. I think that's how they're takeaway in this.
A toxic thing that people do. Often people that have had challenges with attachment may find themselves very attracted of this idea of letting go, because letting go allows you.
That's how that ends. Okay. I hate the fucking... There's no ending to anything ever. There's all these open loops. Anyways, that's what she did this week, guys. That was her weird week. Very strange. No live streams at all. So now I got a couple things. Let's see. From the past. This is from the past, you guys. You remember the past? When things weren't as terrible as they are these the past. The past. Oh, this doesn't work.
So as a baby, I was a cyborg. Baby cyborg Heather.
At Rocky Ramirez 831 super chatted $19.99, Mum of the Year. She wanted to yell at Rico.
Right? Thank you, Rocky Ramirez. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate you. This is the 10th arc. This is when someone pooped in Xavier's chanclas. Why is my play button not working?
Literally,
oh, thanks for
someone pooped into Xavier's chancla. So that's lovely. Someone else brought us a pancake and half of an omelet of some kind. I'm drinking Metamucil because I, from sleeping in this tent, cannot poop when I need to poop. And what ends up happening is that in addition to the 5...
So she couldn't have pooped in his chancla. She's too clogged up, so she can drink a bunch of Metamucil. There was definitely someone else, you guys. She would never poop in Xavier's chanclas.
5 months of baby that I've got right here. There's also then about 5 pounds of poop from not having regular access to a restroom and having to hold it for so long. So it's incredibly uncomfortable. Xavier and I could not get inside and lay down until almost 2:30 in the morning or 2 in the morning. Last night I was woken up around 7:30 or 8. I had a really weird dream. It sounded like almost a direct audio recording of my daughter, the youngest daughter, Alexis, saying, Mommy, you go to work and I go with Lela and then you're coming to pick me up? And I said, yes, baby, go get your shoes and give them to Bibi to put them on.
Is this a memory, or is she just dreamt this?
And she said, okay. And Bibi was like, oh, I'm not ready yet. And Bebe was like, I'll do it. Alexis, just go get your shoes. And Alexis was like, okay, Bebe. Like in her 4-year-old voice. And all the kids were there. Viviana was irritated with the situation, but just an eye roll. Louis was also whatever, I'll just do it. Alexis was just so what's going on, I'm gonna go to Lila's and then you're gonna pick me up after work. And that was just basically a dialogue that took place maybe a couple times a week, replaced work with whatever was going on. The only time I left my children was when they went to see their fathers. It was just a very disturbing way to wake up this morning on only 5 or 6 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted.
She's been living like this for a few years at this point. I don't know why it's just such a shock to her now.
I miss my kids. I
Spiteful pooper.
Don't know what the fuck is going on here, as I've said numerous times. But I just want to go home. And that's it. So that's the update for
there is no home.
the day. Someone took a shit in Xavier's chanclas. I'm drinking Metamucil.
Gatorade.
And I did poop yesterday, but it's I need to poop daily, you know, and it was like 4 days of not pooping. So anyone who knows anything about the human body knows that it is in our best interest to have regular bowel movements. Especially, and I know this sounds funny, but especially if you're not a person who has, you need to help yourself out a little. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying you're carrying around a lot of extra weight. Think about the physical action of what happens when you're having sex. As
How'd you get pregnant then?
a woman, you are being
Twice.
penetrated in the area where your bowel is. So even though it's not that hole, there's a ruckus, a commotion is going on down there. So anything that would be too solid to
The fuck is this, man?
pass naturally,
I don't remember this.
when you're having healthy sex, is going to pass on its own after having sex, especially if you have sex regularly. If you're in a committed relationship, which I'm monogamous or abstinent most of the time since my last relationship. Xavier and I don't have sex with anyone else. But you can definitely tell when a woman has not had sex for a long time. She's so full of shit that her like abdomen is hard and then puffy. So you have the
Doesn't when Xavier kind of like still looked like a normal person? What do you think about all this, Xavier? What do you think about this talk? Yeah, shoes full of shit right now.
bloating on top of like
He's probably sick of this shit talk.
the hardness. It's such, it's a terrible problem to have. It's not funny. It's not comfortable. Regular bowel movements are 100% necessary for life. Please. I need other things more than, or in equal amounts as regular bowel movements. As equally as important as it is to have regular access to an indoor toilet for bowel movements, it would be equally as important to not have urgency in my bowel when you finally decide to let me poop. So if you know I'm sleeping in a tent with no access or limited access to indoor plumbing overnight, especially, causing urgency in a bowel movement would force a desperate situation, probably a messy situation. I'm not alone here, right? So let's try to be respectful in what the fuck you losers are doing to people. I mean, have a little
Wait, what? How did this get turned back around on the people?
respect. My God, you want to talk about degrading and dehumanizing? Those are two very good examples of ways that you probably don't even realize you're degrading and dehumanizing everyone around you by making them sleep outdoors. It is not acceptable. So
why isn't anyone taking Heather and Xavier in? Look at that face.
I don't know what the fuck we need to do about this, but we have to do something. This is so fucked up. So shout out to the lady with the pancake. Thank you so much. It was delicious. For real, thank you. If you want to bring one more, no. But for real though. If you guys are going broke like I was, I know you are, you have to get a thing of protein and just try making pancake stretch as long as possible and adding a half a scoop of fiber and a full scoop of protein, and
So you can poop even more.
replacing one of your days of meals or one of your meals of the day with that helped me spread my meals a really long time when I was in the end stages before I completely started running out of money. And my communication with my sponsors was all cut off. So it's like, what I've come to terms and conclusions with is that a bunch of influencers who do have sponsorship, the money gets sent as normal, but those influencers have been targeted and essentially kidnapped. Technologically, they are not able to reach their friends and family members or people who could help them. Law enforcement is typically boxed out. And it's typically better for law enforcement to take a more passive approach at resolving these issues, in the sense that they'll hear everything that's going on if they're quiet enough to listen for just a few days. They'll easily be able to find out where the money is going, where it's supposed to be going. Some cases that have not been discovered for longer, like this has been going on for years for some influencers and they still haven't been discovered. Their parents think they're okay. They think they're
You guys are sweet in chat.
They're traveling. They still make their travel videos, but they're being oppressed in a lot of circumstances like this, intense, or even worse. And the money that's being sent to them as sponsorship opportunities, much like my own situation, is being intercepted by nefarious third parties. For me, I've never been sponsored for hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? My sponsors have been smaller, thousands of dollars, donations.
Still pretty good, man. Thousands of dollars. Not hundreds of thousands of dollars, just thousands. Maybe 10,000. Like, what are you talking about? Who's giving this woman thousands of dollars?
Things of that nature. But what happens is when these nefarious people around in the area find out that you're being sponsored in any way, even if it's just for a meal, they go after the person donating. And then they start telling that person, look, you're going to give me that money. Or they do it really low key and just intercept. If it's like a bank transfer or maybe like a donation. In my experience, Cash App has been the only app that I've not gotten fucked over with. No one has ever stolen $1 out of my Cash App, ever. I can't say the same about my bank account, and I definitely can't say the same about my bank account. I bank with PNC.
Do not help this woman. Yeah, don't help her. She got mad one time. She's like, I only have 3 Cash Apps. Or wait, no, 2 Cash Apps. She used to have 4 or something. She's like, what am I supposed to do with only 2 Cash Apps? I'm like, why do you have 2 fucking Cash Apps? What the hell?
I'll keep the money in one account and then cash it out to PNC literally right before I'm about to use the debit card. That's how bad it's gotten. But keep this in mind, you guys, if you're donating or you want to donate.
Let's see how much this tab's using. It's not Chrome, but it's basically 449 megabytes.
Or you're wondering, or you sent a donation, but you're like, I sent them something. They shouldn't be asking for help, or they shouldn't be sleeping in a tent. I sponsored that. Something is going on, something deeper. And law enforcement.
1 gigabyte with the live stream?
Enforcement has to stay out, but in.
Oh, why is it add frame strap? I don't know when that happened. Sorry, you guys.
You know what I mean? So, all right, you guys, have a good day, please. I want to go see my children, please, and I'm hungry to not have to beg for food. If that could be, arranged, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Love you. Heather Gillespie, Coco Sean, YSL, GoPro Solo, and Xavier. Do you want to say hi?
Huh?
Shout out to Al Fanning.
To who? Who, Fanning?
Let me wind back, because this is shit they don't want you to know. Believe that. Oh my god, it's so fucking corrupt. This is such a corrupt ass situation.
This was sent to me by Loco Coco. This is back. When was this? Hold on, let me see the date. The date on this that it was uploaded by Magica Entertainment was January 14th, 2022. So it's been some years, you guys, like 4 years.
It's so sick. Give me.
She somehow looks worse.
1 second. If you could see what I have been here through this morning alone, it's like a torture chamber, literally. It's like a fucking torture chamber.
I don't know, maybe trigger warning. I don't remember this one.
It is ridiculous. They disabled my security camera from my apartment, but yet
Kind of vaguely remember this?
they have cameras right there.
I don't see any cameras.
That's weird, right? They're trying to catch people in sexual positions, low-key, doing weird shit. They come in my house and fuck on my bed. Who behaves that way?
What evidence do we have of this happening?
Who goes into someone's house, breaks open their door, takes it off the hinges, enters their apartment? Who does that?
No.
Who raised you? Now you're gonna take my children, my 3 children, my 3 innocent children, my babies? My kids who were raised to have respect, to have manners, to be polite, to be generous, to be caring, to be compassionate, and you're gonna take them and keep them separate from me and isolate
It's a Sephora body cam.
them from each other and their mother, and then isolate their fathers.
Fathers are fine. What are the fathers? There's nothing going on with the fathers. Oh.
You're gonna teach my kids that it's right to do all this predatory exploitative shit. You're gonna hold me away from them and teach them to do wrong, and then try to hold them accountable when they do? I'm disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted, and let me explain why this is happening. Because the PD, the FBI, and myself have all been kind of in this situation together, where rather than anyone accepting responsibility for how they fucked up, because they fucked up big, and you could see it anywhere in my recap. And please believe everyone who has something nasty to say has been paid off to say it. It's the truth.
I don't have the nicest things to say about Heather Gillespie, and I've never been paid off to say any of the things. Oh. Why is my foot pedal like that?
They have built teams of people since the taping of Love After Lockup. They have built teams of people whose only job is to destroy my character, to follow me around my neighborhood, to chase me, to leave stuff in my car, to steal from my apartment. How the fuck? I haven't spoken to my children now in 4 days. I don't know where they are. I am worried. I am very worried.
They're fine. They're okay.
I have reported sexual abuse. I have reported trafficking of myself. Me being trafficked by someone else. Me being knocked unconscious with liquid G and raped. My home being robbed. Too many times to count, to too many agencies to count. No one comes. No one helps. No one even addresses this situation at all whatsoever. Like if it never happened. No big deal, right? Oh, just another dumb bitch getting robbed and raped and treated and her kids getting exploited. No worries. Where do I live? What the fuck happened to the world?
I don't know, but you shouldn't be rolling around with Dylan and stuff. I think Dylan is not around during this time, so like I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, bro.
And I guess the biggest question I have is how the fuck did we get here and how do we turn it around? How do we go elsewhere? How do we change direction from where we are right now? What do we do? Because I'll be damned. I will be damned if myself and my family continue to be scapegoated. I'm done. There's
What? Scapegoat for what?
so much evidence on this Instagram, in my phones, on the cloud, in the computer. I don't get it. I don't get it. And if this is what's going on with me in my life, what's going on for other people? Are you guys experiencing similar things? Is the world in flux? Is this an issue of everyone is being victimized every time they walk out of the house? Or is this an issue of just me and I'm being targeted? Where do you live? Please tell me where you live, where I can go and find peace. Because if I have my children, I will fucking go anywhere to get away from this shit. I want it away from me. I am not a cop. I am not an FBI agent. I am a civilian. A 34-year-old, I'm sorry, my birthday was 2 days ago. A 35-year-old woman with 3 kids.
She's younger than my age right now in this clip. Heather Gillespie's older than me in real life, so that's weird. What she looked like when she was 35.
I am not for sale. I am no one's property. I'm tired. tired of walking around all day with my phone in my fucking hand, afraid that I'm gonna have to go live because, God forbid, I get grabbed off the street by God knows who.
Why didn't they just smash your phone?
I'm tired.
Yeah, someone's like, you're safe at the hospital. Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. This began, let's reiterate that this began in 2019 and all started in 2015 when I was exploited by an officer, sexually harassed. He invited me to the Jingle Bash to go to the Jingle Ball, whatever bullshit. And I
Yeah, she's got a criminal record.
said, I'm not going there. Or the WG.
Charged with cocaine. She's a bad driving record. What else is she charged with? I have to go back and look. She's crazy though.
GCI Christmas concert. I said,
I don't think anything like, she never stabbed anyone or anything like that.
no. I had just started dating Dylan. We were dealing with a bunch of drama with him. He was being and supposedly, I don't even know if any of it's true or not. Like, I can't even go back and do Q&A. I was in court with him, sitting at a pew next to his mom and his grandma, while they tried to give him 20 years. 20 years. And his attorney, Sam Worley, negotiated it down to 12. And I remember Dylan crying his fucking, being sad as fuck. I've never seen anyone so upset. And I was there for him. You know what I told him?
So he was like a little bitch. Oh, I'm gonna go to jail. That was Dylan. Dylan Smith, your hero.
Even if they were to give you the 20, I would still be here, don't worry.
Don't do crime. Don't do crimes, you won't go to jail.
I went and got that man glasses on Christmas Eve.
Who gives a fuck?
And the kids and I took the bus to go deliver them to him.
Dylan kidnapped a person apparently or something, and he was selling a bunch of ecstasy. Yeah, kind of like 500 pills of ecstasy, or like fake pills of ecstasy or something. I don't know. This story's silly, but he also complicit in someone dying. Someone fell off a roof or something, and Dylan didn't call the cops for like an hour or something after, so the person died. I don't like that. Dylan's also really sus. Like super sus. Dylan probably has raped some people. I don't trust Dylan. Dylan's a fucking asshole.
We made him packages. He talked to the kids. He read the kids books, recording.
And this goofball thought it was a good idea to bring her kids around this guy. Even though by her words, she was like, he trafficked me from jail on a recorded line with the every fucking cop listening or some shit, but they didn't do anything. Anyways, if any of that's true, then that's really stupid to bring your kids around this guy.
His voice on CDs. He couldn't buy me a wedding ring at first, so he weaved one out of plastic that he melted from a milk carton. I still have it. He wrote me letters and sent me all these cards and did the absolute most.
Yeah, Dylan was recently in some hotel room with Jordan, like the laptop Jordan, the one that Heather Gillespie stole the laptop from, with like a big bag of meth. And the cops came, but they didn't find the meth, which is something.
My kids and I waited a very long time for that man to come home and for our lives to change.
Why?
I remember when the show said to my son, they were interviewing my kids, and they said, what's your biggest wish for your mom?
That never made it in the show. Her kids never made it in the show. Her kids were nowhere to be seen, thank God. But like, what were you talking about? I don't think they were interviewed.
And my son said, I just want Dylan to come home and help her. I'm a single mom in a 4 or 5 bedroom house, cleaning, cooking, doing laundry, taking care of 3 children. And that was how it was my whole life. My whole life. Alexis's father and I broke up before she was even a year old. We were never married, and I was married to the father of the first 2. I've done everything on my own. Even when Orlando and I were together, he was in college, and I worked full time. I worked full time at Northwestern Hospital. I was there 5 years. There's letters of
At least it's not 7. 7+ years. She says 7 nowadays.
Recommendations, I've posted them in the recap section of my page. I am not crazy, and I've been victimized, and I guess you expect that when someone does
No. She wasn't a nurse. She was just like a front desk person, like an office administrator or something like that.
something abusive to you, someone will help you escape. Someone will help you, you know? Someone will remove you from that situation. Someone meaning someone that you've been paying your taxes for your whole entire life. Some government agency, right?
No.
I've been an employee of some organization since I was 14 or 15 years old. I've worked at movie theaters, I've worked at restaurants. My first job was at a pizza place. My second was at York Theater in Elmhurst.
She's at 10 years now.
I'm not a lazy person. I'm not crazy. I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck. And
Performance, yeah.
the only thing I want is to be able to lay down, put on some, you know, some cartoons, bake some snacks for my kids, and fucking relax.
Then you shouldn't have got together with someone in prison.
That's all I want. That's all I've ever been asking for. The whole time. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't get a hold of my mom. I haven't spoken to my mother in a year, maybe more. I don't know if she's alive or dead or what. I have no idea. Same with my sister. I've been given such misinformation. I have no idea what to even believe anymore. That's their scramble plan. When they feed you such bullshit, but they are so convincing with it. They gaslight the fuck out of you, which is another narcissistic abuse tactic. And they tell you that something is so many times, you believe that shit. This is a cup. That's not a fucking cup. What do you mean? That's not a cup. Yes, it is. This is a cup. That is not a cup. I know what a cup looks like. Try hearing that this is a cup for years or months. Do you think you're going to start to believe it's a cup? You probably don't believe it. I promise you do. It's the natural human psyche. Until you're strong enough to build your mind to be able to withstand that abuse.
No one can convince me that a cup's not a cup. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about, man?
You believe it. And that doesn't work. I mean, that works for anything. You tell a person they're crazy. You tell a person they're dumb. You tell a person they're smart. You tell them they're beautiful. Whatever it is you're telling them, if you're the only influence on them and you're telling them over and over and over and over and over all day, every day, they believe that shit. So what do you think happens to me when you people call me crazy every day and ignore the abuse that's taking place? What do you think happens to me when all I hear is them filtering in, you're
James Soroka is live.
fat, you're ugly, your teeth are disgusting and rotten, you're a crackhead. I don't do drugs at all. At all.
Do I have video on this?
Now, what do you think happens to my children? What do you think happens to my family? Everyone's being bullied. Everyone's being exploited. Everyone's being forced to work for free. Where are we? Where the fuck are we? Do we have any rights at all here? What is going on? And when you get too close to the truth, rather than communicating or asking you to not discuss something, or telling you, hey, you know, this is the direction that I need from you. Can you do this for me? Or hey, talk about this less.
I'm scared to see what I owe. Gonna be fucking like thousands probably.
Please, it's pissing people off. You don't get any of that. It's like a setup. They abuse you and beat you down until you are literally you can't take it anymore, and you say exactly what the fuck is going on with your situation. I can't fucking take it anymore. Back the fuck up off me. Leave me alone. And then you're just punished. You're subsequently punished for doing what they forced you to do, for what they backed you up against the wall and sometimes quite literally raped you in the ass to do.
Can you chill the fuck out, Heather? Come on. Yeah, I should have bought the laptop. The new laptop.
I'm exhausted. I got woken up at 5:30 in the morning by this bullshit. I've been dealing with it all morning ever since. I've been calling every resource again, the court system. I don't even acknowledge the comments anymore. It's all feds. Anyone in the comment is a fed. So if you're anyone else other than like if you're my friend or someone like that, just anyone in the comments, block them from your page. Trust me. I use this for documentation only. I have no time for this fucking corruption, bullshit, exploitation. I'm not the one. Have you guys heard of trap teams? Where they get people together to attack other people and frame other people and...
Notifications on.
Have you heard of that? That's what the fuck has been going on around me. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why. I don't know who gave permission. Again, this is probably the 30th place I've lived in the past 2 years because of this. Prior to that, I stayed in one apartment for 5 or 6 years with my children. They have forced me out of every place I have fucking lived in. They have taken my children away. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
What possible benefit could exist from calling an individual crazy who's clearly not crazy, who's showing plain black and white proof that they're being harassed, followed, robbed, and raped over and over? What the fuck is wrong with you? How many phone calls to the feds do I have to post? How many police reports do I have to post before someone walks up to me and says, is everything okay? What's going on here? If you're a federal agent, where the fuck are you at? How has this entire, I opened and shut the fucking case. It's right there. Just exit this live and go right to my page. Scroll up.
Yeah, Heather will just let the chat run.
There's also a blog. There's also one Heather G, another profile. Go ahead. Go over there and check it out. There's so much victimization.
You guys want to check out James? He's talking. I'm kind of curious to see what he's saying.
Taking place, recorded and posted. Where the fuck are you guys at? Are you okay? Are you being kidnapped? Are you being held against your will? Are you crazy?
Let me see if a Slink link works here, because I'm scared to sign in on the app. Hold on a second.
What's going on? Because I'm tired of making the same phone calls over and over again. I don't know you motherfuckers shit. Not shit. Nothing. So after they realize that I'm not the one, right? And I'm not dealing with that ever. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lay down and let someone say or imply that I am something that I'm not, unless it only affects me. When it starts to trickle down to my children and the people that I love and my friends, we have another problem. If the feds can't help and the cops can't help, and I've filed 3 petitions for a court date in...
Yeah, hold on, Heather. I'm gonna just shut you up for a second so I can save RAM on my computer. So I can grab the Slink link. And hopefully this works. Accept all, sure. Looks like it's working. And there's so much pop-ups on this fucking shit, bro. I hate this stupid app. Where's the... There it is.
Experienced in Vegas to begin with. But, you know, they have a lot of resources. They're pretty good. It's a pretty good area. But when it comes down to it, you know, just the sheer fact of the, how do you say, the underprivileged population and the way things go and the way things are, the way they get treated and the way they treat each other is just not something I could be a part of or do. And I have been trying since COVID to get my thing but a disaster due to trying to access resources and those, you know, attempts at access only making the problem worse. I could tell you that during the time that I walked across America and I was walking around America on my own and, you know, just charging my phone in a Starbucks and live streaming wherever I could and whenever I could, that was the most free that I ever was and the best that I ever did since COVID. It's sad, but it's truth. And now where I'm at is I have tried to domesticate myself. I have tried to live in a domicile. I have tried to just make things work. But when it comes down to it, I'm not being offered the opportunity of peace. And I haven't been offered the opportunity to do it myself. There is always something or someone that has to force their way into my space and destroy any ability I may have to move forward and grow. And I can no longer allow that in my life. I allowed it for a very short time, and it was the biggest mistake I ever made. So
we're back.
Now, I am going to go back to just moving around and traveling around. And, you know, I don't know what the risk is going to be. I don't know what it's going to look like. But I'll tell you what, I am not going to be found sitting in a homeless shelter years from now. I am not going to go into my 40s lucky to have a 9-to-5. I have worked for 10 years to build my presence on social media. I have been busting my butt for over a decade trying to do something on here. And I was doing pretty good. And now I need to get back to it because this is, you know, this has been my life. You have been my life. And I have essentially neglected myself by hopping off of here and not really effort into it, you know? I think I would say that things went so far in social media for me that regular job just isn't possible. And trust me when I tell you I have tried. And, you know, I have laid back and sat back and waited long enough for people to get off my case, off my butt, you know, and not be bothering me and trying to sabotage whatever I had going on. And it still wasn't enough. Because the thing is about social media is that when you attract enough attention, that's kind of just how it goes. So for those of you that don't know, I used to be very big on social media. And my following, there's almost, when I tell you in a really scary way, in a spooky way that I can't explain, when I say I can't explain me because I don't know how, there is almost no proof left of my presence on social media from the past. I don't know how that's possible. I had over 6.5 billion views.
There is.
And I was streaming to over 3 million people a year, which isn't a lot, but the average amount of people that would follow what I was doing in a day was 3 million. And now, nothing. And I tell you, you know, what it really comes down to is there was a short period where I wasn't too happy with how things went. And I said, well, God, what can you do to help me back to earth that I can get grounded? And so it happened, he did. And I'm thankful. Now, though, what I'm realizing is that if I don't move forward and do what I got to do and continue to do what I know how to do, that I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be okay. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I obviously can't get it. It's just not happening. Coming at, like, going to a homeless shelter, doing stuff like that. It's not on it's just not.
The browser is really shit.
And, you know, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am out of excuses, essentially. So, you know, that short time where I was accessing the resources and I was getting community help, it was good. And, you know, I was thankful. But at the end of the day, what I've learned from a lot of those community resources is they will give you everything you need to apply yourself. The problem is most employers and people that they will attempt to reference you to get you either
back
in house or what have you, they don't like homeless people. So, you know, I have tried every traditional, atraditional, and, you know, sideline way to piece my life together.
See if we can fix that.
And the only thing that has ever worked is doing it myself. So, I guess what I'm saying is it's time to go back to doing it myself. And that's what I'm, as far as right now with where I'm at, what I'm doing, I think that the only thing I really can do at this point
he beat up his
pregnant
girlfriend on the side of the road.
Probably just head back east. You know, get to a state where
don't go back east.
Get to a state where I can walk over state lines.
Don't go
and I'm
back
not like
east.
in the desert, and it's like, you know what I mean, where I'm not trapped by nature, and I can walk state to state.
Shut up.
And kind of just go from there.
George.
You know, get online, talk to people.
My name's George.
Share my life, my journeys, my adventures. See what people have to say. You know, that's about where things are. Like this, I tried every way possible to please the people in my life. Say it this way, and I've tried every way possible to please society. Even after being smart enough to step away and say, I'm just going to do my thing and do it my way. And it wasn't enough. And now, you know, I did my best to stabilize and do things properly the way that, you know, people in my life wanted me to do. What I learned was it's not possible. What I'm telling you is that when you reach the bottom rung, it is not possible to come back up unless you decide to do it the wrong way. And being that that is not something I'm willing to do because of the person that it makes me and the way that I act when I am in that mode, I'm just going back to doing me. And I figure if I am going to be stuck living this way either way, I might as well do it my way. And there's not much more to it than that. If I'm going to choose between laying on a mattress next to somebody I don't know on another mattress while they're screaming and crying their head off and, you know, having their fits or whatever is going on, and I know that they got a weapon on them and I'm not safe. And the opposite option is just to go travel the country and see the world and have to do it while I'm hungry.
Two options.
I think I'm going to go travel because I spent time doing both. I traveled the country starving and I had a fantastic time. And I have stayed in homeless shelters and ate 3 meals a day and I was miserable. I tried getting the employment. I tried all of that. And when I say I tried, I mean I tried every possible conceivable way because that is what was requested of me and that is what I promised to do. And so after years of trying to do it, I'm done.
I'm done.
I am no longer
He's done, you
going
guys.
to be putting my efforts forth to simply waste away without any progress. I have grown as a person. I have learned. I understand how society works. All that. I got the point. But guess what? Society still doesn't care. I'm not getting in. Doesn't matter how much I know or how good I am at it. I'm not bad. And I'm not willing to play the game. So I'm not welcome. And that's how it works. So I am officially done. I am just going to go and walk around. I mean, for now, you know, I got a couple of bucks. If anybody wants to contribute, I'm thankful for the gifts in the live stream. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what remaining money I got, get myself a ticket back east, and I'm just going to travel up and down the coast because I don't know what else to do.
You better not go back east.
And I am going to make sure that the joy that I used to exude starts coming out again.
Okay.
Because I am a rather happy person, and that's what people always enjoyed about the content that I would share. And I think a lot of us took a pretty heavy hit during the pandemic. You know, it was tough. But I am done feeling bad for feeling good. And that's kind of just how it is. And I'm not talking about euphoria. I'm not talking about pleasure. I'm talking about joy. You know, like I am in a state of joy in my mind and my heart. I have a good life. I'm thankful to be alive. Whether what I have or don't have, life is good. And I can't waste another minute being miserable and faking. What I really should say is I can't spend another minute pretending to be miserable just because people have a difficulty with my joy. Me being happy is for me, not for them. And so that's kind of just how it's got to be.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't know what's going to come of this, and I don't know what's going to happen. But when it comes down to it, I am no longer afraid of the law. I am no longer subject to the mental health system. I just don't, it doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm a healthy guy. I'm a sane guy.
You're not.
I spent my time amongst the public and amongst, you know, who is considered to be the less healthy arena of the public. And what I will tell you is people that are not okay are everywhere. And they exist in all walks of life. And people that are healthy also exist in all walks of life. Me personally, I am a healthy person and thankful to be one. And if society doesn't want to accept me until I look the part, that's fine. That's something I can tolerate. So I'm going to keep doing me, and I hope you keep doing you. Because life can be long or it can be short, but either way it's yours, and it's important not to forget that. But on that note, I'm taking another walk around. I don't feel there's a huge crowd over there. I don't want to walk through the crowd again. Yeah, so you know, I tried my hand at the regular society, and it just wasn't my cup of tea.
The old me would be like rolling on the butt.
And now I am pretty much not having a clue what I'm going to do. You know, I have proven to myself that I'm a very responsible person. And if society wants to do whatever it can to make me appear unhealthy and irresponsible, then so be it. I know that I am responsible. I know that I am healthy. And I know that I deserve to live my life the way that I want to, no different than anyone else. And so that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, that's all I got. And then when the time comes that society, you, decides that you would like me to have nice things and live a healthier life, I'll be here. Because my decisions online have led to my life being succumb to really the internet having control over how my life is going to go. And I don't like to say that that's true, but it is. So now, hopefully, at some point, you will see me as more
I don't have
than
YouTube on this phone,
someone that
so
is
I saw
just
some premium ads
walking
on my
around.
feed. I was like,
and
that's good.
Maybe have an interest in pushing my life forward the way that I'm pushing my own life forward. But, you know, I didn't want to have to live meal to meal. I didn't want to have to live, you know, location to location the way that I used to. But I just can't do this anymore. I really can't. I am not spending another night next to somebody I don't know who is potentially going to kill me. You know, it's just not the life to live for me.
No?
So now...
It's not? Well, then go sleep on the street.
am going to cross the street as soon as the light changes. But y'all have given like no comments. I haven't really like heard anything from any of you. It's like 148. 148. Thank you for being here. It would be nice to hear from you. See a comment or two.
No one comment.
But I'll
to
tell
to
you,
bed.
of anything that's happened over the past decade, the worst mistake I made was declaring homelessness. And here's why. Before I declared homelessness legally, my life was really good. And the thing is, what happens is that as soon as you legally declare homelessness, you are putting yourself in a protected class and essentially requesting the assistance and support of the government. And what that really comes down to is that once you requested that support, they will then pretty much bring you down to a place in your life that you most definitely come off as homeless, even if you technically aren't. And when push came to shove, I was given the choice between categorizing myself as legally homeless or continuing to be unhomeless, like not home, you know what I mean? Just like not being homeless, but not having a home. So what I mean by that is I haven't had a permanent address since 2015. And I wasn't considered homeless.
Causing me to have to
I was just
urinate.
someone without an address.
They are remotely,
and no matter how
with
much the internet would bombard
making me have to
and
use
say,
the restroom
homeless this,
at
homeless that, I'd
inopportune
ignore it all I could
times
as I'm
when it is
traveling and
almost
seeing, you know, all these
impossible.
different places.
They
They say,
have
oh, you're just a homeless
remotely
guy that's,
forced
you know,
me
you're
to
vagrant,
urinate
you're
on
cheating the system.
myself in my car.
Oh,
remotely.
I'll tell you what it
At
really
Kind
was.
Mikey super
They
chatted
were upset
$3.48.
that I was able to
Yeah,
travel the
boy.
country
Feral Friday.
like a dollar.
I
You know
can't
what I mean?
pause
Like
it.
for
It's
nothing.
live. There's no
And
pause
barely
button.
having to ask anyone for anything. So, you know.
This is James Soroka, my arch nemesis.
Now, I quite literally
evil guy.
Am in a position where that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. You know, is I'm not really going to have a dollar, like at all, and that's fine. But it sure beats claiming legal homelessness, and that's how I feel. I would rather be seen as a drifter than a homeless person. And if I am going to have access to the same treatment, if you will, if people are going to treat me the same as a drifter as they would a homeless person, I'm just going to go back to being the drifter. Because being homeless sucks. And trust me, you don't get any more help than you get
$300
otherwise.
Yes, for $300.
So that's it. You know, I left the shelter. I'm not going back. I've traveled this country on foot, and now I'm going to do it again. And what am I going to do after that? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care anymore.
Richard, got his ticket from.
30 cents, 60 cents. That ain't shit. What are you doing to these prices?
You count the 100 and then the 300 together? Yeah, it would be 400.
So, you know, I appreciate you joining the live stream. I'd be thankful if you followed. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't really care anymore.
I've heard this before. Heard this lots of times. I don't know how do you love
All right. And I'll tell you something. I miss the days when social media wasn't throttled and capped and what's the word?
He's got more fake viewers than I have.
That it wasn't.
How
do you say it? That it wasn't censored. Yeah, that's the word.
Oh,
censored.
censored.
You know, I miss.
It's getting less and less censored by the day.
Get on. And be putting out content. People just saw it because I put it out there. And now you put out content, and if you are not mainstream popular and in control of, you know, I mean, if you're not under the guise in control of the organized public, you can't get views on mainstream media. And so, you know, for me, I don't know if you follow me on socials, like other than just here, but if you pay attention, I got a lot of traffic on platform.
He's all fucking up now. He's glitching out. Come on.
So, you know, to each their own. But I don't like being told what to do. I don't like people dictating my life. And I especially don't like people who are like that heavily hypocritical. So for me, what it comes down to is if I'm getting social media views because you put them there, that's lying to the public. I have to live with that. It's not about you. It's about me. If I haven't earned what I have, it's not going to work. And so that's just the way it is. So I don't, you know, put as much effort or stock into the mainstream platforms, and I put the majority of what I do into the sideline platforms and the third-party platforms.
Bigo really, the streaming in Bigo doesn't jab very well. But that's okay. Could be worse. Oh, he ended it. Cool. Just leave us on a hanger like that. Let's see this guy. 1 minute ago. Look at this stupid fucking stupid faces. So I gotta pay attention. He did a live the other day. I think yesterday. We missed it. So this is profile on Bigo. Just wondering if it's a fake app. I don't know. They'll let me know. Alright, well that was interesting. That's James's comeback. I'm not that excited. But it's okay. What were we doing? There was one thing of Heather's that I've never seen that I wanted to watch. I'm kind of over the other one we were watching, but here, give me 1 second. I closed a bunch of stuff because my computer was lagging. Look how nice and smooth it's running now. The Bigo is closed. That Bigo is the worst app. I actually don't recommend anyone download it. They were investigated for a money laundering scheme too. I think they're just bad news all around. James We'll only stream on that app though, or Clapper, which are two apps that no one knows about. So, hold on one second. Is this one?
Not petition, you know, able to file my petition.
Okay, goofy. Can I, if I go like this, will I be able to? No, it doesn't work like that. I mean, what about if I go and then pop it? No, that doesn't work. Okay.
They're causing me to have to urinate. They are remotely, with robotics, making me have to use the restroom at inopportune times when it is almost impossible. They have remotely forced me to urinate on myself in my car, remotely.
At Velvet D3360 super chatted $4.99. Show some respect. CT Steve shows many original SL low cows rolling on the floor laughing.
What? Who was like, I don't like James Soroka. I get it. I don't like James Soroka either. Do you he's the guy, if you look at the shorts, he's the one who's like, Steve, I'm gonna come over to your house and kill you. Blah, 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 blah. He beat up his pregnant girlfriend on the side of the road, went to jail, got out of jail, violated the restraining order, went back to jail, got out of jail again, violated the restraining order again, went back to jail again, came out again, but then was really mad at that time because James is crazy. Anyways, let's see. I don't think I've seen this video before. I can put subtitles on if we have to put it like this. Let's see what Heather's been going on about here.
Hi guys. So I finally got the keys to my place and I got my stuff moved over. I don't have that much, but I'm grateful for what I do have, and I'm so grateful to finally be in this space. I only had well, you guys saw what was in my storage locker. So now I finally have it with me. I have a home, yay. I was completely elated for like 2 hours, and then I tried to go visit my youngest daughter. So I just want to do a quick recap for anyone who's new to my storyline and what's been going on here and the corruption and drama that's been unfolding. So a little bit about me. My background is in healthcare. So I worked in clinical, both front and back end medical office at Northwestern Hospital and many other hospitals for many years. So for about 10 years, I was in the medical field. I did love it, but I do have a really big heart, and I was growing very close with my patients. And it was just very emotionally trying for me to see people get sick and die, or, get sick and suffer, and to be in that role. So I was getting very impatient, not impatient, I guess you could use impatient. Like I'd come home from work so stressed out and sad that I just didn't have any emotional.
You didn't want to take sensitivity training because you called the person you hired, the rocket scientist, I don't know the word, this lady with the dyke haircut. That's what you said. That's what you told us.
Support or I always loved my family, and my friends, but I didn't have any emotional, I don't know what to call it, like energy, I guess, left at the end of the day of work. So I would be very short with people and my children. I was just stressed out, My kids would be like, Mom, and I'd be like, what? So I made the decision to, kind of look for other work and look into other fields. And I began applying to other jobs, and then abruptly quit my job at Northwestern after I hired a woman, and she referred to herself as Gina with the dykey haircut, and I referred.
There we go. I can remember her name.
To her as that in front of a couple of other people. I thought it was funny, and she apparently got offended. So she reported me for sexual orientation discrimination, and my boss at the time wanted.
She didn't report you for that. She reported you for, I don't know, being a dick. and they decided you need to take that training. You're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Me to undergo sensitivity training. And I was already 1 foot out the door anyway, so I was like, okay, this girl can refer to herself as Gina with the dykey haircut, but if I do it, it's liability for the hospital, and they have no choice but to put me through this sensitivity training. And I just walked out. I was so pissed off. I'm like,
it's pretty simple. Like, think about it, right? Even if someone was like, oh, I'm a crackhead. Yeah, they would still probably take offense if someone called them a crackhead to somebody else, right? It's like, it's not... You should just have, like, social, common sense? Is that the word I'm looking for? Social common sense?
I'm working 50, 60 hours a week already, and those are unpaid hours.
Social awareness.
Because you don't get paid for that overtime. And I'm taking on all this additional responsibility. I don't, care to defend myself against these people. So I just walked out and left after 5 years with the company.
5. Remember that. She said it twice in the past. It's always been 5 years. She bumps it up to apparently 10. I didn't even know she's bumping it up to 10. I just remember being like 7, 8.
After that happened, I started looking for other jobs, and I quickly became employed as I think it was a banking assistant or a law firm assistant. They were temp jobs. So I was still working in that
You fire me, I fire myself.
Capacity. In 2015, I met a group of people who were very active in the party scene, and I became, I don't want to say a target, but I was...
You got wrapped up in some stupid shit that a mother shouldn't be getting herself wrapped up in.
Very naive, very unfamiliar with the
fucking naive
way things work in that scene, and I was taken advantage of maliciously.
The fuck out of here with that naive shit.
And robbed, dosed, a bunch of things happened. I started reaching out for help and going to the hospital, having my blood drawn, having drug tests, because I knew there was something in my system. All of it was documented. Later on, everything that was documented was...
Still tried to marry this guy, by the way. Because then he went to jail. And you were like, oh, it's a good guy to, marry and put my kids around and stuff.
Changed, and we have physical proof.
Make it make sense, honey.
Of the
I sound like Elvis there.
Name of the person who went into my medical record in 2015 and changed it. It's all law.
I gotta grab more Mountain Dew, and I'm gonna smoke a bowl. So, done. I'll be back. I don't remember this one at all. I don't think I've seen this one, so I'm gonna be listening. In my pocket. In my pocket. Put you guys in my pocket. Pico de Landos, though.
Logged. So I actually found them on Instagram, and I sent them a message like, why would you enter my medical record and change it? Did someone ask you to do that? And they blocked me. So I still don't have any answers there. After that happened, a short time after, all of that was going on is when I met Dylan. And you guys, if you're familiar with Love After Lockup, that was my ex. We became close instantly, very close. And it was almost like I had already known him for my whole entire life. He was calling me, all the time, and we were talking for hours a day. And during that time, I got grabbed off the street. I was driving down the street with one of my family members, and I got grabbed off the street by a caravan of, I don't know who, they claimed to be detectives. And they took me to almost looked like a warehouse, like a big empty vacant building besides their little workspace. And the detective brought out a box of stuff, and he said, this is all the evidence I have against Dylan. And he said, we know that you know what he's doing, and, we want to know what's going on. They wanted more information. Well, I genuinely didn't know, what was happening. So I couldn't help them. Well, the officer said I needed to check in with him daily until they figured it out, or he would take my children from me. He began calling me every day, showing up at my house randomly. I was terrified. I told my lawyer about this. I told Dylan about this. And they encouraged me, to let it continue. And the sexual harassment began. I'm sorry. I've told this story so many times, it's ridiculous. The detective started trying to take me to concerts and go out on dates. So my lawyer's like, we need to catch him in the act in order to prove it. So kind of let it go on, don't don't say, yeah, you know, I want to go out with you, but just don't say no either. You know, let him keep offering so that we have some proof of this. So that's what I did. And I got the proof, and it was presented to IA in the presence of myself and my attorney. And supposedly that was the end of it. The years went by. I had a lot of issues with Dylan. In the beginning, everything was great. We were so in love. Everything was perfect. And then the sexuality stuff started. If you guys are familiar with any of my previous episodes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He was very sexual. I was not sexual at all. I really had no history as far as sex goes, like no experience. He taught me how to masturbate. We went to Lover's Lane together on the phone and just kind of got to know my body, and even how to like masturbate, even that you could masturbate, even what a woman's body can do and what you can do for yourself, and that there's nothing, you know, to be ashamed of. And my history sexually was not good. I didn't like sex. I didn't want, you know, much to do with it. So that part of my relationship with Dylan was very helpful. You know, it opened my eyes and my heart and my just allowed me to explore my sexuality in a way that I felt was accepted, and you know, I wasn't judged or ridiculed. So everything started out very good and innocent. Now, as time progressed, I don't even know if I can call it a manipulation, because in my eyes, I felt like it was intentional. I felt like he had a plan from the beginning. He wanted me to be, you know, working in sex work. He wanted me to be doing porn. He wanted me to be camming. And I know he did, you know, because he coached me all the way through it. But there was a lot of pressure. I would cry and I would say, I don't like this. I don't want to do it. And he would say things like, well, if you love me, you'll do it. And, you know, I would resist and I'd say, no, I don't want to. But at the end of the day, all I cared about was making him happy, you know? So I was...
What is this story? What are you talking about? Okay. So many things to say. Hold on.
willing to do, you know, the sex stuff that under normal circumstances I never would have wanted
James is live again.
any part of.
Hold on.
Because I wanted him to be happy. Well, you can only do that for so long before you're so filled with resentment that you start to detest the other person, right? So that's what happened. I started to hate him. The deeper into the shit I fell, the more abused I became, the more harassed, tormented, slandered.
Well, she's like, whoa, this is not a sexual experience. Which she was going on about it on that talk show, like she was. She's pretty fucking experienced. She's talking about, let me get a Vigo up here.
Followed, kidnapped, every negative thing that stemmed from that initial, you know, desire.
Okay. Either you come down. Where is Vigo? You come up. Vigo is terrible. What the fuck is all this, bro?
And how are you?
Okay. Let's see it. Let's see if there's anything around here. But no, Heather was very sexually experienced. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about there. How does she have 4 kids and not have any sexual experience? You know, I have 3 kids at the time, but still, like, what the fuck was that? Bunch of nonsense. Wow, guys. He's in Hollywood. Hollywood.
Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. So the journey to walk America starts tomorrow. No, I'm just... So I'm going back to the shelter and laying down in a bed and shutting up because I need to sleep. And it's like right there.
This is a soft launch.
Listen,
I don't think Heather did anything
be
out of her
careful in
own,
life
but like,
because society will kick the living
I
shit out
smoked.
of you
I'm not gonna say. I
and
can't
leave you
talk
to
right now.
die
James
and not care at
talking.
all. And then when you're at your worst and at the bottom, it'll be your own family saying, please die faster because you're an embarrassment. So, take it from my experience. Nothing matters at all.
Nothing matters.
If you feel like you have value and purpose in your life, keep living your life that way. Don't ever find out how pointless life is, because then you no longer care. If you have people that pretend like they care about you, keep on with those people, because at least you don't have to face the hard, harsh, difficult reality of life that there isn't a soul on this planet that gives a fuck about the next one. That is our biological nature, to not care about the next person, wish them death, because their existence is considered competition. If you really want to know what human nature is, all men are made to kill everything in sight. And women are made to make babies and kill anything that messes with its babies. And that's about it. That is the extent of human existence as we know it. That man is made to kill anything that gets in his path. And woman is made to make a baby and then kill anything that messes with its baby.
He'll go back to jail soon.
Everything beyond that
That'll be
is
seen
something
as
we
a
built
threat.
ourselves and came up with ourselves. I have explored so many different ways of life. I have learned so much. And when it comes down to it, I don't, how do I say this?
Yeah,
Live
Tony's still in
the
jail.
life that you're living. And I gotta say, I hate to say it this way. Live the life you want to live. But if you have a life where you have people that care about you, and you have a life where things are going semi-okay, even if you're miserable, don't give up on it. Keep that miserable life. Because as much as I don't want to tell you this, for 99% of people, the other option is death. 99% of people that step out of their social construct don't live through the experience. And the other 1% are split up between people that end up worse and people that end up drastically lucky. So unless you feel like living your life, spending every dollar you got, metaphorically speaking, like you're, buying a lottery ticket with every day of your life, just stick to what you're doing and who you got. I thought that it would be a great idea in the past to go ahead and start my life the way I wanted to and step out of my family and the people that I knew. And it was the worst mistake I ever made.
You don't have family, James. You don't. They have a
Freedom
restraining
feels
order
good
against you.
until you see the cost. I wouldn't take it back for the world, but I would give the world back to have my family. And what they don't tell you about selling your soul to get the world is that there's no way to give it back. And what they don't tell you on the opposite end, once you have what you want, that it isn't what you need. So don't take shortcuts and don't cheat, because what you think is good for you may just be the worst.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I have to check my maps. I definitely think I got off course somewhere.
He's on the Walk of Fame. He can't really get lost. He's an idiot. Fucking. I don't know how he gets dumber and dumber every time he comes back. But he shouldn't be saying that stuff about killing anything that messes with his kid and stuff. And he shouldn't be going east. He's not allowed east.
All right, so I'm good.
Bad.
Yeah, so
I speak Jiminese. I know what he's talking about.
I
It's
don't really
not good.
have family.
It's bad.
Never really did.
He's in Vegas?
I don't have friends. I don't have people.
I thought
in
he
my
was still in
life.
Hollywood.
You know, I have like one.
He's in
two,
Vegas?
3, 4, like maybe 5 people that kind of exist in my life. And other than that, what is next in my life? I don't know. But admittedly, it's like my life has just become so just pointless that I don't even care, you know? And it's just, it doesn't
always
bother me
happens.
anymore when people mistake my lack of interest for depression or suicidal ideation or anything having to do with something negative. The reality is, I have seen so much of life that I don't care anymore. And it's different than being blissfully ignorant to how good you have it. So for me, I know
Let's ask him.
that I had and have it good. But I know so much about life that it weighs down on me. And I don't have any other way to say it or explain it to you. That it doesn't matter what type of aphrodisiac or what form of something that to make me feel better. It is so much more temporary than it is for the average person. Because the more you know about life, the less happy you are. And that's just the truth about truth.
He
Truth
is evil.
is nice.
He's evil Knievel.
But just because you know the truth doesn't mean you're going to have closure and or any sort of, you know, peace of mind from it. So, you know, I
He
know
is
a lot of things
bipolar,
about
but he
life
says he
that are,
doesn't.
that are how do you say, concrete, if you will, like they're facts as opposed to opinions. And it doesn't change anything. You know, it doesn't make life any better. It doesn't make things any easier. And in fact, it makes things a lot harder. And then on top of that, the more you know about life, the more people expect you to take responsibility in society and sometimes even take responsibility of them. And it doesn't matter
yourself.
what position you hold
Of
in
yourself.
society. I can tell you that as a legal homeless man, I have had people expect more of me in the realm of responsibility than I've seen the mayors of the towns that I've lived in have to take on.
What the
And I'm
fuck
not
are you talking
exaggerating.
about? What?
So, with that said, I don't know what to do. But I know where I'm at. And I don't want to be here. But what I have learned, and it took me a couple of years, and I didn't realize that I really felt this way, is that I don't really want to be anywhere. And I really had to go around and travel and, you know, try to see what was out there to let it sink in that I'm not running away from anything, which I already knew.
You ran away from
But
the
I'm
warrant.
also no longer running towards anything.
The warrant. You
Which
ran
is
away
new.
from the warrant. Go
Because
home to
normally,
Josh.
I will run towards things that I want or things that interest me.
That's concerning, actually.
But I no
That's
longer
not good,
have
that's bad.
anything that really interests me. And so, not already having like a place or a purpose in society, but also not having any interest, but knowing so much about society, I really don't know what to do with myself. So, you know, I take my past life where I was the influencer and I just come on here and I don't know. I don't know what else to do but feel like I'm living in limbo, you know? Just doing something that doesn't even exist anymore. Because I don't know what else to do. But give me 1 second. I need to take a look and see where I'm at because I want to make sure I didn't fall off course here.
Hold on. I'm just making sure that there's multiple people recording this. Just because, like, the things he's saying is actually very concerning if you know the context they're in. So James has a kid. He's not supposed to see his kid. Ever. He's not supposed to see his ex. He's talking like he has nothing left to lose and he's gonna go find them and kill people who have messed with his kid. James used to say all the time that people were messing with his kid. No one's messing with his kid. So I just need to send those clips to the proper people, and just want to make sure there's a backup just in case.
Instagram is the same as here. You have the opposite. I don't know why I like it.
As long as he doesn't go to Pennsylvania, he'll be okay. And Virginia. He can't go to Pennsylvania or Virginia.
Because I don't really have anything I want to do. So I'll tell you what, I am at this point completely lost. Again. So I gotta hop off of here, figure out where I'm at, and get back to where I was going. I'll talk to you soon.
Bro, have like deja vu from, was it 2 years ago James was doing this shit? James would do this all the time. Alright, well at least we got like Heather Gillespie in the background. Oh, what? This button. That's the button I want. Where's the... Close that.
Of him getting me involved in that sex shit, I blamed on him entirely. And I loved him, but I also hated him. And I blamed him. You know, I was being raped. I had a gun, you know, in my face. There were many different situations that unfolded that I ultimately blamed him for. It was very difficult. It brought up a lot of shit with my PTSD, and it made functioning extremely difficult. So while all this is happening, I'm crying, you know, and begging him. I'm telling him, like, over and over, if you love me, why do you ask me to do this stuff? This is not love. Me being, you know, exploited sexually, humiliated sexually, abused sexually should not be something that you get off on, you know. And he'd want me to tell him these detailed stories of what was going on, and told me that he really liked it, and that it, you know, that was what was keeping our relationship alive, because you can't have sex when the other person is in prison, and etc. and so forth. You know, so I quickly learned, you know, that I couldn't do it.
So did you get out? Just, she's in prison, just get out.
You know, that sex work, camming, being exploited sexually is just, I've never hated myself or been unable to recognize myself or been so humiliated and disgusted as I was doing that. I would lay in the bathtub, I would put a little bleach in there, and I would just soak, because I always referred to myself as yuck. I'm so yuck. I'm so disgusting. I'm so yuck. And I just wanted to get the yuck off, you know. I didn't want to do it anymore, and I didn't want anyone to touch me. I only wanted him to touch me from the beginning. It was horrible. It was probably one of the worst experiences of PTSD that I've had in my entire life to date. I've never been so embarrassed. I've never felt so...
what happened?
My belongings. And I believed that it was because he was protecting me. So that made me, like, even more, you know, in love with him. So fast forward to his release, and the show, you know, is recording us, and we filmed for 7 or 8 days, and everything was great. We went to go look at wedding.
So that's a lie. It was, she told lady it was 3. It was like 2 to 3 days, not even. Remember who was the fucking lady? She had a couple interviews with a few ladies, and it was like 2 or 3 days. And that was it. Maybe she means total. Like prep, and then the follow-up, and then the 2 or 3 days. Maybe that's what she means.
Venues. We went to Lover's Lane. We went out to eat. We went to all these different places.
Jason Bateman. Gift? The Gift? No. Never heard of that.
And did all these things, and, you know, got a lot of great content. We shot for 1.5 days after Dylan's release. Immediately upon his release, they took him away from me. Now, Dylan and I had an agreement, and Dylan had brought it up, not me, and he's like, look, this is what happens when you do reality shows. The producers try to pin each other against each other. We're not going to let them take us away. I'm not going to go away with them from you, and you're not going to go away with them from me. If they want to talk to us, they can talk to us together. So we were in agreement, you know. That's not the way it played out. As soon as he got out, they started taking him away from me. They had their own agenda. I was freaking out saying he's going to be late, his parole officer's going to be at the house, we have to go. Well, that's not the way the show told the story. The show tells the story that I was like just being, you know, who cares?
No, you're just being crazy. Like, you were speeding, you were being erratic, you were yelling at Dylan.
Nonchalant. It wasn't that way at all. I was freaking out thinking he was going to get in trouble, and the show was saying, let's go out to dinner. So from the very beginning, the show was pinning us against each other and making me out to be the villain. And I had a problem with that. On day 2 of...
There was a whole season of the show before she was on it. She could have watched it and been like, this show doesn't seem like it's probably going to represent me well.
Shooting with the show after Dylan's release. We went to the DMV. Again, it was my idea. I wanted him to get all of his documents. I wanted him to sign up for his drug classes and take care of all of his business. We get to the DMV, and the producers had been instigating the entire time. You know, they're telling him in front of me, wow, she's taking forever to do her makeup. Does she not want you to get your license? You know, just instigating the whole time. We get there, he goes in. Some woman, the producers ask me not to go in with him. The producer comes out and tells me that he's inside talking to another woman. So I'm already livid now. It's been 7 days of shooting, and every single...
That wasn't even in the show. Like, she didn't even say anything about another woman. I don't even think Dylan was talking to another woman. At the DMV, they weren't taking people anymore. They were like, we're closed. So who could he have been talking to?
Single day has been fine up until the moment the person I've been waiting years to get released comes out.
Maybe they were just like, he's talking to the lady in there to see if he can take the test, and Heather's like, they're telling me he's talking to women. It's getting me riled up.
And now the producers are making us fight about everything for no reason and making it look like I'm like out to get him or like out to sabotage him, when in actuality I was his only support system the entire time he was in prison.
What about his mom?
You know, every single day talking on the phone 4 or 5 hours a day.
They don't have anything else to do in prison.
Visiting him, every single visiting opportunity, you know, spending money on snacks, doing all this stuff, and it was returned. The love was returned. He helped me from in prison. He would give me money. He helped me fix my license. You know, his mom would help me. So it was a pretty even relationship.
How did Dylan help her fix her license?
You know, until his release. So after the DMV is when that whole scene of me having PTSD on camera comes forth. So I'm sitting in my car, and I'm already being instigated all day long. So I'm sitting in my car trying to cool down. The producers have him outside the car, again, isolating him and starting shit. I tell him I want to get away from them for a second. Let's go to the nail shop, let's go get food, let's go anywhere but here. And he like looks at me, and I can tell in his eyes he wants to get in the car and leave with me. He can see I'm not okay. He's telling them I'm not okay, which is also on camera. He's like, I have to go with her, I have to get her out of here, she needs a moment. Now, a little background, PTSD. I have PTSD. It gets bad. The biggest trigger is when I'm being held against my will. I told the reality show all about that, and they assured me that they would never do anything like that to trigger the PTSD. Well,
and like she knew him before prison too. Even, I don't know, there's conflicting stories because they're supposed to meet in prison, right? That's the whole premise of Love After Lockup, so I think they lied on the show. But she's like, I met Dylan at a party in a shower, which also doesn't make sense. I don't know where they met, but they were running around doing nefarious shit together way before he went to prison, and like, I don't believe this. I was so innocent. I was just an innocent little angel before I met Dylan Smith.
Well, that's not the way it went down. They triggered the PTSD intentionally. They instigated all day, and then they directly got in between Dylan
And I don't even like Dylan Smith. I hate Dylan Smith.
and I. When I was trying to drive away, they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let him get in the car. Finally, he gets in the car. I'm ripping off my cameras and mics, and I'm telling him,
I think Heather Gillespie looked up to Dylan Smith because he was so bad. And Heather's bad. There's just a couple of baddies.
take your cameras
But not like cool baddies, you know? Bad baddies. Like bad.
off, you know? And he's just sitting there, like, kind of not wanting to take them off, not knowing what to do. I start driving away, and as soon as I pull away, the minivan and the other car of producers and cameras start chasing me down the street. I black out. I'm in complete PTSD at this point, freaking the fuck out.
Oh, was this when she went down the one-way street the wrong way and ripped all the cameras out and stuff? And was going crazy. I can't show it because WeTV will copyright it. I'll have to take it out completely. Oh, that pesky WeTV. If I clip it like a certain way, it's in the intro. Hold on. It's in the whatchamacallit intro. Where are we in the world of today? Magenta. Oh, magenta. Stream. Intro scrappy. This is this. It's their fucking busted up car, bro, from in the show. This it's pretty bad. It's smashed. Heather messed up her own car. Look how smashed it is. No good. But you'll see this is the cyberpunk haircut. And you'll see her like driving and yelling. Dylan calling him a bitch.
Crying,
Whoops. That was the one I meant to press. This one.
He blew up, says it's stolen, sold for bucks.
Right there.
Have to go crazy in her eye.
Crazy fucking Heather. Anyways.
ventilating, begging them to stop, screaming, please.
If I show just little pieces, you can get a gist. She was driving that car down a one-way street the wrong way, ripped all the cameras out, and I was going with her cyberpunk hair.
Don't shoot, please don't shoot. It was horrible. It was probably one of the worst experiences of PTSD that I've had in my entire life to date. I've never been so embarrassed. I've never felt so betrayed, backstabbed, set up, used, a lot of very negative emotion. So the reality show decides that they're going to stop filming. Dylan and I go get a hotel, or they get us a hotel, and the reality show leaves. Dylan and I go back to the hotel. We stayed in an Airbnb for like a week. None of the shit they, none of the content that they showed, that Love After Lockup showed, us returning to Aunt Diane's, none of that actually happened. We didn't go back to Aunt Diane's until after the days that the Airbnb were up, several days after the production team left. So none of that happened. I would never have sex at Aunt Diane's house.
What do you mean? Then, like, the production team had to have been there for it to have been filmed.
All of the commentary that they played was played out of order and out of context. So, please, all of the stigmas and slander that
I can believe that. I mean, like, I just don't know how she's trying to say this, but the reality TV will chop shit up to make it look more spicy than it actually is.
I get from what you saw in the show. I've told
it all.
Told this story before, but for anyone who's new, that is not who I am. It was completely shown out of context to support a false name.
It really doesn't change much of anything, though. If they did or didn't have sex at Aunt Diane's house, if they had it at an Airbnb, and then they clipped it to be like... Because in the interviews themselves, she was like, I would never... Wait. No. I have to rewatch the episode now. I swear, the guy, remember the guy in my brain? The crackhead, not the old man with a beard that goes up the ladder. There's just a guy that whips shit at me. He just whips shit at me. And he was like, there is a part in Love After Lockup, I'm remembering this distinctly, where Heather was like, I guess I'm gonna have to just have sex at Aunt Diane's house with Dylan. So if it didn't happen, why did she say it happened? I read Brooke down there. I remember Heather saying this. I remember her saying it, so why would she lie?
Narrative, and it has had a
Do you remember her saying it? Does anyone else remember her saying it? I swear to God.
major impact on my life. Dylan and I stayed together for about 6 months after the show filmed. We lived together in my apartment, which flooded shortly after Dylan and I stopped filming and left Aunt Diane's and moved back in. Now, one day Dylan wakes up and he looks at me and he goes, I can't do this anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't do this anymore? I'm like, are you gonna break up with me? And I'm losing it. It's like 2 weeks after this guy comes home. I waited 4 years for him to get out of prison. And is he really like breaking up with me? There's 3 children who have been waiting for him. Like, we look like little puppies, like waiting for this man like for years. And now you're just like, oh, fuck you. It's been 2 weeks. I'm leaving.
Yeah, it sucks. But this dude was in prison. Whoa, look at that face. He was in prison, bro. You gotta lower your expectations. And I know they all think this. They all think it's like going to be this fairy tale or whatever. But she hasn't let this go. It's been almost a decade.
Wow, so I was hurt. I was really hurt. And he tells me he's going to an Airbnb. And the way they did it was super fucked up. He didn't even break up with me. We went, spent a whole day together. I took him to get his hair cut. And then when we got back to Aunt Diane's and pulled in the driveway, his mom pulled in behind us and blocked in my car. And he just packed his shit and left. That conversation, him saying I can't do this anymore, that took place like a week prior. So he's like, no, of course I'm not leaving you. And we made up. So besides that argument, I had no idea he was.
Well, this is weird because she's told us a different story on how they broke up, that they made love, and then right after they made love, he was like, all right, bye, you gotta get out of here, I'm gonna go and get a restraining order on you, so if you're not out, you're gonna be out. And then she was like, what? I would get a restraining order on you. But then they're like, no, you can't do that, and then kicked her out. So I don't remember this rendition of the story. Dylan's mom blocked her car in, and then he got all this stuff, and then he left. She never told this story before. Yeah, huh? Maybe my brain's just fried because I don't know. Heather Gillespie takes a long break too. Heather Gillespie, I swear, Heather Gillespie and James, they're the same fucking person. They should marry each other. They would have little James Heather babies. Maybe incest. They take over the fucking planet.
He was planning on leaving.
Well, not take over the planet. If they tried to.
So yeah, he left. Told me he's going to an Airbnb. Come to find out, he never went to an Airbnb. He went to Alicia's house, one of his exes, and was cheating on me, even though he was talking to me every day, telling me no, he's not cheating on me. He just needed space. I'm trying to be understanding.
Yeah, Dylan sucks.
You just got out of prison, I understand it's probably very overwhelming that you have a whole wife and 3 children waiting for you when you just spent 4 years in prison, so I'm feeling like, let me just give him space and, not punish him for being traumatized by the prison system. Let me try to be an understanding wife who loves her husband, who works through this shit, rather than says fuck you and ends the relationship. So that was a mistake. I took him back. He came back about a week later, and I took him back, and we were back in my apartment, and everything seemed to be going well. His friend was staying with us on the days that my kids weren't with us, and we were all working together, selling renewable energy, and I felt like for the first time in a long time, life was good. I wasn't being forced.
You guys think James is done for the night? I'm hoping. Let's hope, because he said he was going to the shelter, right? So he can't go live in the shelter. Let's hope he's not live.
Into sexual exploitation. I wasn't being raped. I wasn't being abused. I was happy. I was confident. I was hopeful. And I thought that the future was going to be amazing. Dylan was doing fantastic at his sales, and he brought me in, and I was killing it. Like, it was just, we had a good...
She was there for like 2 weeks, right? This doesn't even make sense. So the whole relationship when he got out, by Heather's revised timeline, is 2 weeks. So it could have only been, it had to have been less than 2 weeks, this fucking renewable energy shit. Yeah.
Good team. Everybody was a lot of fun. Everybody got along.
He wakes up at 4 a.m. Dylan does?
Until...
Or James Soroka. James Soroka does wake up at 4 a.m.
He started cheating on me with people at work. Now I'm...
But 4 a.m. Vegas time is 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. my time, which isn't good, but it's better than 4 a.m.
Being publicly humiliated regularly at my place of employment, and there's nothing I can do about it. My apartment flooded, the apartment that was mine that we were living in together. And we got a different apartment together, but because of some issues that I had had in the past financially, I couldn't put my name on the lease. I didn't have good credit. So it was him and his mom's name on the lease. We went and viewed it together, and we agreed on it, and then we moved in together. My children had their own room upstairs. And
okay, but it wasn't yours, it was Dylan's. Dylan and his mom's apartment. It's not your apartment. It sucks, but like you should have put your name on the lease on.
him and I shared the master bedroom.
If I'm to even believe that you guys viewed it together, it was just theirs beforehand, I'm pretty sure.
So we're living in this apartment, we're selling energy, and
Keith, welcome back to being a good little angel. We gotta play Echo the Dolphin. Maybe I'll play Echo the Dolphin public. Echo the Dolphin.
Day, it's like a new issue. His ex is emailing me saying that he's talking to them, saying that he's cheating on me. Him adamant, no, I'm not, babe. I swear to God, I would never do that to you. No, I'm not. I love you. I would never. So it was just a lot of, running around in circles. Is he really doing this? Is he not? I'd say 2-3 weeks after that is when he started using again. And I was out of town. I was at a photo shoot in LA, and I called him on FaceTime, and I could tell he was fucked up, and he didn't tell me at that time. He pretended like he was fine, but I could feel it. So I get home from LA, I find a bra in my bedroom, and a tank of nitrous oxide. So
yeah, we've heard this story. Remember this story?
Now I know he's using again. I'm so saddened and disappointed, worried, scared. But then it goes further, and I'm not going to discuss all of the things that went on between Dylan and I, because there was a lot of abuse. The drug-fueled behaviors didn't get any better. From him just doing nitrous, he started using other things, Xanax, coke, all types of shit. And where it finally came to a head, I came home one day and he was smoking one of those balloons, and he was blue, completely blue, shaking, like purple lips, and I thought he was gonna kill himself. I thought he was dead. And I was genuinely scared. I'd never seen anything like that before, ever in my entire life. So that's when I ended up trying to handle it with him and telling him, like, if you don't stop using, I'm gonna call your PO. And I gave him several opportunities to stop, many, before I actually called. But the final straw was when he really, really beat me. Picked me up by my neck, dropped me, kicked me, punched me, locked me outside.
And then the PO, what do they do?
Outside in the alley in my pajamas in the winter. Just a bunch of stuff, and I decided I felt like I was not going to make it out of there alive, and that's the truth. I felt like I was going to be dead, and not have a chance to raise my children. So I called his PO, and I talked to his PO and his PO's boss, and I told them he's doing drugs, he's very fucked up. Someone needs to do something. At this point in time, no PO had even been to our house to check on him. So things were going very wrong very quickly, immediately, following his release. When I called the PO basically told me that there was nothing they could do and that I should go file an order of protection. I asked to talk to the boss of the PO, whoever was in charge. They transferred me. I repeated everything. I told them everything that was going on, the abuse, the drugs, my fears, and that officer told me the same thing. You have to file an order of protection. There's nothing we can do. Well, I tried that. I went to the courthouse and I filed the order of protection. And before I could get my paperwork in to file, he had already taken everything that I told his PO verbatim and told a judge that I was doing that to him. So where I'm saying he's
Reverse Uno. Apparently, if we're to believe this.
using and abusing drugs, he goes and tells the judge it's me using and abusing drugs.
You both were. You, right? Like, you both were?
I've never done meth in my life. He tells the judge I'm smoking meth. Then he tells the judge I'm beating him.
I'm just with a drug addict. We've seen Heather do drugs, man.
Now, for anyone who knows my ex, he's a big guy, strong, big muscles, very strong. There's no way in hell I could beat him up, okay? So the fact that he said everything that he was doing to me, he reported to a judge, and then a judge issued him an OP, and I get home from the courthouse from me filing mine and it getting denied, and he's in the house with the police.
Heather and Dylan are like mirror images of each other.
And they're like, you need to go. You have 5 minutes. Grab a bag and get out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I start crying. I'm not okay. Like, how the fuck do you think you have the right to remove me from my home? What more? And the way my mind works, it's like, what more could I have possibly done to prevent having to call his PO? Am I?
You shouldn't have been with them. Like, there's a lot of toxic red flags before this, right? You probably should just not been with them. But what do I know?
Wrong for not wanting him to die from drug use. You know, what kind of a wife sits there and watches her husband almost kill himself?
They weren't married either. I don't know why she keeps saying wife and husband.
And does nothing to intervene, you know? And I beat myself up over that shit a lot. While I'm, you know, supposed to be recovering from being raped and abused and beaten, my mind is 100% thinking about him and feeling like I'm doing something wrong and I'm the bad guy and I'm out of line for trying to get help with the situation. Now, when Dylan went to obtain that OP, I was dyeing my hair blonde. So I had bleach in my hair and I had my puppy when I was served. And he walks in and hey babe, like everything's fine. And then the police are right behind him. Now, mind you, the day before he filed this OP, we were having sex and sleeping together, and you know, he had not a single complaint about me. I was always very vocal about what was wrong with what was he doing.
Didn't she just say before that he left with his mom? Doesn't make sense. I don't know, dude. Whatever.
What was wrong with what he was doing, the cheating and the drug use. But I wasn't doing that to him, and I never would, so what could he possibly say, right? Here's a woman who's loyal as fuck, done everything that you've asked, waited for you for years to come out of prison, is concerned that you're gonna kill yourself because you're turning blue, unconscious from heavy drug use. Of course I'm gonna call the PO, you know? And,
this looks really spooky. Look at this tree. This tree. Why is this so spooky?
So I'm in pajamas with my hair in bleach and I have my little puppy with me and the police say, you've got to go. And I'm crying and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like showing them the proof. I'm like, I'm the one who reported this. I'm the one who's trying to get the OP.
And this is when she lost her puppy?
And they said, no, you've got to go. And I grab a bag and walk out. I'm crying. I'm hysterical. I know I have nowhere to go. I know, you know, my kids live there. I live there. And my kids, they were at their dad's at the time, but they have their bedroom there, all their clothes, everything. So I'm crying, and as I walk out of the house, the officer says, wait a minute, and I turn around and he says, you have to come with us. And I said, what do you mean I have to come with you? And he said, you have to come with us, we're not letting you leave here. And they grab me and I start freaking out. Again, another PTSD trigger. And I said, am I under arrest? No, you're not under arrest, but he said you were going to kill yourself, you were trying to kill yourself, so we have to take you to the hospital for a psych eval.
Psych eval honestly isn't the worst thing for Heather. But Dylan says it's about everyone. He says it's about Marissa all the time.
Just a second ago, I was walking down the street, free to go with a bag. I have my puppy under my arm. Now you're unlawfully detaining me and forcing me to Illinois Masonic Hospital, where I was never evaluated, but I was injected with a heavy-duty sedative and woke up 8 hours later at CBH, terrified, having no recollection or memory of what the fuck had just gone on, freaking the fuck out. Where are my kids? Where is my puppy? Where the fuck am I? You know, that was my attitude. I was evaluated, supposedly, and discharged with no diagnosis. The diagnosis they wrote on my discharge paperwork was relationship stress. And that's the truth. All of my stress was 100% caused by what was going on in the relationship. And also the fact that people were coming around our house, fucking with our windows. He's removing the alarms off the windows so that when I'm alone, putting me under camera surveillance so that when I'm sleeping, there's cameras in my bedroom, cameras in my kitchen, cameras in my living room.
I thought you wanted cameras everywhere.
I can't even fart without him knowing about it. And then if I go to sleep and he's not home, he's calling me and telling me, turn and face the camera so I can see your face. So I'm terrified, you know? How did I end up here when I'm being victimized, I'm calling out for help, and now somehow my kids are gone, my house is gone, and I'm waking up in this strange place? While I'm in CBH, I witness multiple abuses, terrible abuses. Men being held down and overpowered and forced to take medication that they don't take or need to take. Women being manhandled.
It's like UNC and Brooke.
By big, huge guys, dragged into bathrooms to bathe the woman, and then the woman comes out and the whole bathroom smells like poop, and the whole time she's screaming for help in agony, like just a bunch of fucked up shit. HIPAA violations, just a lot of very, very predatory situations going on in that place. It was absolutely terrifying. I don't think I've ever been as terrified as I was there anywhere else in my entire life. But they could only hold me for so many days, and it's clear, if you meet me and have one conversation with me, it's clear that crazy is not the issue here. The issue is that I'm being silenced and ignored. So they discharged me with no diagnosis or follow-up recommended, and literally have been since that time putting me through cycles of continued abuse, of repetitions of exactly what he did, just with different variations. Multiple things: human trafficking things, drug things, trapping things, stealing, robberies, not committing them, me being robbed, my belongings being tampered with, being followed to the gym, being stalked, harassed, called every name in the book, just ignored every police report that I filed, ignored every petition that I filed, but are going through my belongings and stealing money from me, and you know, just none of it added up at all. So it was just a terrifying situation. Now, what I didn't know until much later was that while I was in there, supposedly the father of my youngest daughter went to court and filed a motion to secure physical custody.
Interesting, because he always was like, I have primary joint custody. Is this like her admitting that she does not have that the biological father has this?
So
that is not even a thing what she describes, but physical custody.
We had joint custody. He filed a motion to have my youngest daughter with him 100% of the time. I never was served. I never was subpoenaed. I never got brought into court. I never saw a judge.
You're too busy getting high and shit.
I never even got, you know, informed that there was an order.
You would have known if you were any part of your kids' lives
Being entered, or why the order was being entered. I'm in court fighting for an order of protection to protect myself and my children, and then they've got my ex in court fighting to take custody from me.
Yeah, the kids probably don't need to be with you and Dylan. 100% they don't need to be with you and Dylan. Good on the dad.
So it's they turn the families against each other, and now the turmoil is not between me and him, it's me and my ex fighting over custody of my daughter. So I freed myself from this abusive situation, but I have to now find out that there's some erroneous order being entered in court without my knowledge or awareness. How? That's not legal. None of the things that have gone on are legal. Everything I've described until this point are exploitative, unlawful measures that have been taken that have subsequently resulted in me being tortured, slandered, harassed, my likeness being used, my reputation being destroyed, and my children and the rest of my family.
Wait, who's using your likeness? Back in these days.
Being affected equally.
Like the TV show?
Is negative. So that was in, I want to say, June or May of 2019. I'm sorry, 2020.
Forever ago.
And I was able to grow, I'm sorry, this is one of the sabotagers knocking on the window. Anytime I do a live or try to describe.
Knocking on your window? Did you guys hear Did you guys hear a knock?
Certain things, they come. It's very clear that I'm discussing it. They know what I'm discussing. And then they come and try pounding on the window or doing different things to sabotage. They don't want me talking about my experience, which again is obstruction. So to make a long story short, I know it's kind of already been a long story. It's been the same cycle of abuse since that time. I have been isolated from reaching friends and family. They call it an invisible fence, where they have obstructed justice by sending messages and calls that I intend to go to my mom or my dad or my sister, and forwarding them to numbers that I don't even know who they are. I tried calling 911. They won't.
Could you imagine getting a random text message from Heather Gillespie just going off a whole bunch of shit? I need to know where you are. The Indian man might be after you, and fucking the remote urination got me again today. I'm really trying to work on it. Have you talked to Dylan lately? Don't talk to Dylan, he's evil. I'd be like, who the fuck is this?
Let the calls go through to 911. So I've been documenting this every step of the way.
You heard the knock, Bump Demon, but the Victoria didn't. I didn't hear the knock, but I have it on like speaker. I don't have like it on my ears.
I finally got an apartment. Everything died down, and I had no issues for about 8 weeks, 10 weeks. Everything was going great. I got another job serving at a restaurant in Roselle, Nasty Biscuit Southern Comfort it's called. And on day 2
Nasty Biscuit Southern Comfort, that's the name of the restaurant?
of work, they're in there again harassing me, following me. No one knew that I had that job. I'm not from that area. No one that I know has even heard of that restaurant, yet there they are, showing up. So it's very clear, that not only is there some sort of a block from helping me, but the same people who claim to be helping are...
You heard a late knock too?
...in actuality just stalking and harassing.
Okay. Well, I believe you, yes. That's crazy.
And perpetuating...
I wonder who it was.
...the false narrative that was started by the show in 2019. And again, there are hundreds at this point of videos and photos proving all of this and documenting all of this all along the way. My children have been kept from me.
Imagine it's her dealer. Come on, I don't have all night. I can't be waiting for you to finish your FTR again, Heather. Do you want these drugs or not?
And it's not my family members. All of them are behaving in completely out of character ways. They have also been exploited and threatened into doing things that are completely out of character for them. They've been put into terrible situations themselves. I'm worried about my mom. I'm worried about my sister. I see the kids every day, but my family and I have had very little communication, and I'm concerned. After all of that, died down, and I had those 8 weeks of kind of peacefulness, and I call it peacefulness, but in actuality, it was, more of the same. A deliberate attempt to discredit my experience, but it doesn't work when you have proof. And that's why I always tell people the truth shall set you free, because someone can say a lie about you,
it's true,
or make something up.
Yeah, Burst Dealer doesn't do nights. I don't think James is coming back, you guys. I'm scared to leave in case he does come back. But I guess I could just fucking record it. I have a lot of memory on my phone, on this phone. So I can record many streams. I don't need 5 phones. But I do have 5 phones. Just in case. Just in case. I guess I gotta clip things before bed. I just need... Is he gone? Is he gone for good? 38 minutes ago? What time is it in Vegas? 9? 10, 11, 12. No, it'd be like 10. Curfew is like... He's done. He's done for that. What shelter is gonna be open past 10? Curfew is like 10, right?
But when you...
Probably 9, to be honest.
You have direct...
God, what if you miss curfew? If you miss curfew, he's gonna be up all night. Alright, well... Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Direct evidence proving the opposite. What happens now?
She's at a stoplight? I don't know. I think she's just in a parking lot somewhere.
Now you have someone who's gone above and beyond and tricked a bunch of people into believing them, who's now been disproven, you know, and that inflames the narcissist. And that's why I was getting all this blowback. God forbid the truth comes out and the narcissist was actually the liar, you know, then all hell breaks loose. So that's kind of where we were at. I did get an apartment today. I met a man, Eric. We started talking about 8 weeks ago. He was in the beginning, very understanding about my situation and my issues with being traumatized sexually and being raped multiple times and abused in other ways. He was very understanding and, you know, would hug me and rub my back and told me, I'm here for you, you know, I'm here for you and we're going to get through this and I'm here to help you. And I was very, very grateful for that.
Yeah, I also do game streams. I was going crazy yesterday. Going like, that was my face. This is what my face looked like yesterday. I was all mad and shit.
It kind of seems like since that time, something happened, someone interfered, someone intruded. The same thing that happened with all of my...
Throw a mouse at people. This would be the mouse. This mouse that we thrown out of my fucking... I don't think I can whip it around. I don't think I'll be coming here. You guys can't see it.
My friends, Natalia, Aaron, Alyssa, one by one down the line. We're friends and everything's great. They want to help me. Everything's fabulous. Someone intrudes and all of a sudden things change and you can feel the shift. Almost like they're being threatened, exploited, paid off, something like that. So I still do talk to Eric, and most days are good.
I wonder what happened to Eric.
But
wait, is Eric the one that like calls her out on all her shit, or is that another E name guy? It's either Bruce or Eric. I don't know why Bruce is coming to my mind. I think it's Eric. Eric's the one with the email. She emails Eric every now and then, and Eric's like, "Fuck off." It's actually pretty epic.
I don't trust
that. Is Eric? Yeah, Eric knows what's up.
And that's because of everything that
Eric, like, yeah, got taken for a ride.
That has happened, you know, in the past 2 years. I am not able. I've been conditioned not to trust, and it's sad and it's wrong. The events that unfolded were deliberate. The victimizations were deliberate. Someone premeditated all of those things to happen, and they happened. And people were aware that they had happened and continued, you know, for quite some time. With that being said, I don't want to lose trust in everyone.
Eric showed up one day and he was like, "This ends now."
You know, I want to be able to trust people again and foster healthy relationships.
Shouldn't have
I deserve
fucking
that,
whipped the mouse around like that. It's all
But what I'm
tangled a bunch of stuff up.
Upset, confused, bothered about is the fact that they've now forced my children into the same cycle of abuse.
No, they haven't. Your children are fine. What are you even talking about right now, Heather?
Of exploitation.
Huh?
And they continue to alienate me, their mother, isolate me, their mother, and put intentional roadblocks in the way of us being together. Like I
You don't think they reach out if they want to talk? They know where to find you.
said, I see them every day. I bring them food. I see them. But every time I try to take them back with me permanently, and now I have an apartment, there's some issue. And it's not coming from my family. And it's not coming from my ex's families. So who is it coming from? Right? Who is putting this pressure on my family? Who is standing in the way of my children being with me? So today my ex and I have always been ones like, let's keep this out of court. We can co-parent together. There's no reason to involve the court system. Fuck
Clearly not, because he went to court to get custody of the kid.
that. That's
the kids.
Just hurtful to both of us and to the children. You know, who wants a judge who doesn't even know you from Adam or a hole in the...
Yeah, she even said before that she didn't see them every day. Like, I don't know why she says things like this. It's pretty much it's split.
Ground, dictating who can see the kid when. The judge knows nothing about myself, nothing about my family, nothing about my children. The judge gets a 10-second snippet of reality and then deciphers it in their own perception, out of context and out of reality.
You gotta be prepared for court. Court sucks, bro, but you gotta be prepared.
It's infuriating to me that any judge thinks what they did entering that erroneous order and not even allowing me to be heard in court is acceptable. It is infuriating to me that I have been silenced and ignored. It is infuriating to me that I have taken every channel and measure
What's going on, Raylan?
that I can to receive relief from all of this abuse and all of these events, only to be continually silenced, continually set up, bullied, followed.
Bullies.
It's exhausting.
It's all you'll ever be is
again,
a bully.
all of this shit stopped and it was fine, and then it started again, and that's what makes me believe something else is going on here, and someone is intentionally creating these circumstances around me. Even though I'm safe, they do stuff to make me feel unsafe, and I don't understand why. You know, what is the end game? What is the desire?
I mean, if it has to be her then, right? That's what makes me think, like, Dylan is a piece of shit, but to a certain extent, and then if everything else is in Heather's head, then it's like it's Heather. It's fucking Heather. She needs help. She needs a better doctor, a doctor that's not just gonna pump her up full of fucking Adderall, and she needs something to get these delusions under control. Like, she was diagnosed with paranoid personality disorder with hints of narcissism, and she's like, I don't have that. That's fucking crazy. Like, no, you do, and you need to address it, or else you're gonna keep thinking there's the Truman Show happening. She thinks like there's all these people behind the scenes pulling the strings.
They've definitely attempted numerous times to trap me or indicate me in a crime that I've had no part of. I have proof of that as well.
He is an outdoor cat. He said he's at a shelter. He apparently got to Vegas. I asked Josh if he paid for his ticket. He didn't get back to me. That's not a good sign.
I just don't really know what to do to escape it. You know, I've even out of state, they create these circumstances. So it's just that is kind of the wrap up of where it's at. Now, moving forward, so I see my kids almost every day, bring them food, hang out with them in the car. But now I finally have an apartment. Right, so I want to bring my children to be with me. They're my kids. They've lived with me full time their entire lives. I miss them, right? So I want them to be with me. I go and I tell my ex I'm taking my daughter, and he says, you're not taking her. She's not allowed over there until you go to court. Did anyone see my live?
Probably so they can do a psych evaluation or something. I wouldn't trust you. Like, if you were, for whatever reason, the mother of my child, I would not trust my child with you. You wouldn't be the mother of my child, but I'm just saying, like, if somehow this were to happen.
Last week when I went to the courthouse and I was told that I needed to dial an 800 number to get a court date, and that was false. Did anyone see all of my live streams when I'm on my computer going to the Cook County website attempting to file the petition and it's being blocked? Not just once or twice or 3 times, but numerous times. I would be willing to bet it's hundreds of times I've been obstructed from justice. I've been denied the opportunity to file petitions. I've been intentionally and maliciously held back from moving my case forward and reuniting with my children. And why is that? Cerebral. I attempted to schedule therapy. They took my money and denied me the opportunity to see a therapist. Then, after I send them 20 emails asking for a refund or to know why I can't schedule, they say, oh, you've got therapy. It's set up with Emily for Tuesday. What? You didn't even verify my identity yet, and that's not the way therapy works. You get to choose from a list of providers and assign yourself a provider that you feel is a good fit. So I email them back, same day. All of this is the same day. You know what? Let me get a refund.
It's obviously all connected.
BetterHelp doesn't do it this way. You guys don't advertise that you do it this way. I'm not happy with this. Please refund my money. That was December 2nd. We are on December, 30th? I still haven't received a refund, nor have I been offered the opportunity to schedule with a therapist. So everyone wants to sit here saying, well, Heather needs therapy, or Heather needs to work, or Heather needs this, and that before she can have her kids back. But yet those same people are creating circumstances that cause it...
That's pretty fucking reasonable.
That make it completely impossible to follow through with any of that stuff. You're sitting here saying, you want me to have therapy, I'm trying to sign up, I paid the $90 that I truly don't have to begin with, and then you block...
Okay, but they said, like, now you have a therapy. You have the therapy session, it's booked, and you're like, nope, I ain't get to... You're making up excuses on why you can't do the things. She just wants to be a victim. Like, it's fuck, dude. Just...
block me from actually seeing the therapist. You say you want me to work a job, great. I've obtained 8 different employments since all of this happened. When are you going to stop showing up there and harassing me and bullying me until I'm running out the door in tears in a full-blown anxiety attack? They create...
Yeah, she needs the sponsors. The sponsors. People who give her an insane amount of money to wrap herself in tinfoil and do photo shoots and then do this crap. Just say this kind of shit on repeat.
A problem that was not there to begin with. And then they blame me. And it's wrong. And I'm not the only one they do this to. They do this to anyone that they're, quote, healing. Healing out is what they call it. The heel, the scapegoat. Well, it's not me. I'm not your heel. I'm not anyone's heel. I'm a mom. I've been saying the same shit for the past years. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I want to be with my children, and that's all there is to it. I don't want to be sexually abused. I don't want to be sexually exploited. I just want to be with my children. So today I was able, finally, after a really long time, like the longest time, again, like 18 months worth of trying, I was able to get through to someone on the phone at the Cook County Courthouse. They gave me the information that I needed, and they said, you know, yeah, there is no court right now in person, but the clerk's office is open on the 8th floor. So go in, you know, Tuesday now I have to wait until, and I have to file another motion, you know, so I'm basically at this point like, well,
Chicago,
forget
yeah.
it. Forget the fact that they've been ignoring all the previous motions I filed. Forget the fact that I've been petitioning the court this whole entire time. Let's just go get this over with. Let's just go, you know, finish this. But I need to put this all on the record, because if Tuesday I go and I'm still not allowed to see a judge and I'm still not able to file my petition, maybe then, you know, someone will see, okay, you know, enough is enough. It's 2 years in now, okay? So I am hopeful. I'm excited to go back to my place. I'm disappointed. It's New Year's. I wanted to bring in the New Year's with my children in my place, you know, but I'm very excited. There's tons of opportunity in a new apartment, empty walls, and all...
She writes all over them.
All the DIYs that I can think of, and so I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I'm trying to just stay positive. It is very hard. I know a lot of people sometimes don't believe that I've gone through what I've gone through or been subjected to what I've been subjected to. Sometimes people think I'm acting or faking or doing a publicity stunt. None of it has been. None of it. It's all been 100% reality that they've been putting me through torture for the past while. So I'm, glad to have it documented. And doing my best to put myself back into a happy place. Oh yeah, the reason I brought that up, some people don't believe, that everything has happened, is because a lot of people see me as happy. Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time I am, when I'm only focusing on, happy things. As soon as I open my mind to all the other shit that they've put me through and try to make sense of it, I become depressed again. So for the next few days, I am going to just make a mental note that I've got everything under control. I am taking all the steps, all the necessary steps needed. I will be in court on Tuesday, and, just one foot in front of the other. So I'm hanging in there. I hope you guys are too. That's my update. I hope you guys have a great new year.
Longest update.
And great rest of the evening. I'll check in with you guys and be posting some DIY stuff over the next few days. But other than that, thank you guys for listening. Everyone who's been following my story this entire time, thank you so much. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, don't think I would be alive today if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon.
We good? We out? We good? Alright, well that's it. That's for Friday. James isn't coming back. I'm hungry. I gotta eat. How long have we go? 3 hours. Why do I feel so much longer? I don't know. Craziness. FTR. For the record. She better, that's a serial looking person. They better give us more give us actual content next week. Like, I made this one. I made this one all myself. This one that's gonna show up and then it flickers and no one even sees it because everything's in front of it all the time. I gotta like make another one over here somewhere so we can see it. My beautiful street with the hearts that glow and the things. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what to say. I think that's it. You guys have a good night. It's the weekend. Have a good weekend. I gotta put my garbage out. Oh no, it's garbage day tomorrow. Toodles for now.